Dodger Stadium a year ago yesterday to put them in the National League Championship Series. Here are the lineups. And for the Dodgers, the same as last night, with the exception of the pitcher. Davey Love's leading off at second base. Ken Landreau in center field. Dusty Baker in left. Steve Garvey, who accounted for the Dodgers' only run last night with his long home run to center. Garvey at first base. Rick Mundy will be in right field, batting fifth. Pedro Guerrero at third base. Mike Scioscia will do the catching. Phil Russell at shortstop. And on around Jerry Royce, who is 10-4 during the regular season. The Astros have just taken the field. Here's Houston's lineup. Terry Poole will lead off in right field. Phil Garner at second base. Tony Scott will play center field. Jose Cruz is in left. Cesar Cedeno at first base, hitting fifth. Art Howe will be at third base. Dickie Thon will start at shortstop today for the Astros and bat seventh. Louis Pujols will be the catcher. He does an excellent job of receiving Joe Niekro's knucklers, and Pujols in there today in place of last night's hero, Alan Ashby. On the mound, 36-year-old Joe Niekro, the veteran knuckleballer, who is 8-11 lifetime with the Dodgers. Niekro this year was .500 against the National League, 9 wins and 9 losses. The Dodgers beat Niekro at Dodger Stadium last Saturday afternoon. He went 4 innings in that game, allowed 3 runs and 4 hits. A big ball, a 2-run single by Pedro Guerrero. That was the same afternoon that the Astros learned that the Braves had beaten the Reds to assure Houston of a playoff spot. And so Niekro came out after 4 innings with the game no longer that significant. In the second half of this National League season, after the strike, Niekro has won 3 and lost 4. Here at the Astrodome, he's turned it around. He's 4 wins and 3 losses on the season. Niekro has had his best control this year since 1972. However, opposing teams have been doing a lot of running on Niekro again, and they've been successful about 75% of the time, so the Dodgers might change their strategy a bit today if they can get some people on base. The Dodgers have had only 5 runs here the last 4 games they've played at the Astrodome, and they've had only 4 hits in the last 3 games. So it's about time for the offense to get on track. All right, time to play ball. Playoff game 2, the Dodgers and the Astros. And now for the play-by-play, here's Jerry Doggett.
Thanks, Ross, and hi, everyone. And it's Davey Lopes to start it off with the Dodgers, and the Dodgers try to stay out of a big corner. We'll come up here against Niekro and try to square this series before heading back to California right after the game tonight. Day off tomorrow, and then in action on Friday at Dodger Stadium in Game 3. Lopes hit 206 on the regular year. Into the windup is Niekro, and the first pitch of the game is a knuckleball that's down low, 1 ball and no strikes. Niekro with a 9-9 record this year, but his earned run average was still very good at 2.82. He contributed to that great earned run average for the staff of the Astros. Fastball is down low, and the count now goes 2 balls and no strikes to Davey Lopes. If Niekro is wild with the knuckleball, the Dodgers feel they might have an advantage, because then he's got to come with a fastball, and that is not his best pitch. Davey swings a ground ball foul to the far end of the Dodger dugout, and it's 2 balls and a strike. So he got the fastball and kicked it away foul. Niekro making his 25th start, 5 complete games, 2 shutouts, and 166 innings. He led the staff in innings pitched this year. The 2-1 pitch, foul back into the wire, and it's 2-2. Niekro, a 20-game winner for the Astros last year. He had back-to-back 20-game years, 21 the year before that. 20 and 12 last year. Earned run average a little higher than this year at 3.55. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Lopes. And that's low with the knuckleball, 3-2. So he's gotten the fastball for strikes, but not the knuckleball. All right, a full count for the leadoff man for the Dodgers. And quite a contrast after watching the flame throwing of Nolan Ryan last night. The Dodgers now look at the flutter ball off Joe Niekro. 3-2 pitch. Davey checks, strike 3 call. He crossed the bat away to go to first base, but plate umpire Quick said, no, you're out. And so the first batter of the game, Davey Lopes, goes down on strikes. As Niekro picked up the outside corner with it, Davey let it go by and was going to first base when Quick said no. Here's Landreau at bat. Landreau in the game last night got a single his first time up to take away any thoughts of a Nolan Ryan second no-hitter against the Dodgers here in the Dome. Landreau hitting .251, 7 homers, 41 RBIs. Knuckleball comes in for a strike, 0-1. He bluffed a bunt to bring Art Howe up on the run at third base. Necro began his professional career way back in 1966. Delivers low in the dirt, all the way to the backstop. 1 ball, 1 strike. He first appeared on the big league scene in 1967 at Chicago with the Cubs. Then briefly with San Diego, then to Detroit, back to Toledo, up to Atlanta, back to Richmond, up to Atlanta, back to Des Moines, and then to Houston to stay in 1975. Knuckleball high, 2-1 the count. So he fell behind Lopes, but got him on a called third strike. He's gone behind Landro, 2 balls, 1 strike with Dusty Baker due up next. Now the 2-1 pitch on the way. Fastball, ground ball to the right side. Garner in the hole, plugs it up, makes the play, 2 away. So they were playing Landro to pull, and he pulled right to the second baseman. 2 down with Baker at bat. Dusty hitting .320 on the year, 9 home runs, 49 RBIs. And against the Astros, he hit 14 hits and 43 at-bats. Necro lifetime against the Dodgers is 8-11. 0-2 this year. They beat him once here and in Los Angeles. Knuckleball for a strike to Baker. 0-1. The crowd, understandably, not nearly like it was last time when we had 44,000 on hand. This is a work day, of course, and a school day. So we have a lot of seats vacant and a lot of no-shows in the orange seats, which are downstairs. We'd guess the crowd somewhere around 20 to 25,000 right now, with folks still coming in. 1 strike count. All right, Baker waiting. Necro to the windup, and the pitch to Dusty is in high for a ball, and it's 1-1. Jerry Royce goes for the Dodgers today in Game 2, and it's a must game for the Dodgers. After a brilliant duel last night between Valenzuela and Ryan, won on a 2-out 9th inning home run by Alan Ashby, and the Astros won it 3-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Dusty takes inside off Pujols' glove to the backstop, and it's 2-1, so the dancer is dancing. He's missing the strike zone with the knuckleball, but he's also getting strikes with a fastball. Game 2 of the Western Division Championship. Here's the look now, and the 2-1 pitch to Baker. Outside, ball free, 3-1. They have a banner hanging in left field here in the Dome. National League Western Division Champions, 1980 Astros. And, of course, what they're trying to do now is add another numeral to that and make it also 1981 Western Division champs. Here's the 3-1 pitch on the way to Baker. Fastball, that's down low, and he's on with a walk. So Baker draws the walk, first man on base for the Dodgers, and it brings up Garvey. Steve hit a long home run last night in the 7th inning to tie the ball game. He hit the top of the left center field fence above the orange line, which designates home run area from a ball just in play. The ball does not have to go into the stands here in certain areas to be a home run. They have that orange line painted all the way around the top of the fence. And then above the top of the fence in the bleacher area is another section of a couple of feet high plus the iron railing. And down the lines they have a double deck into the corner. And to reach the seats down the line, it must be another 15 feet above the orange stripe. Okay, Garvey at bat. Throw to first base not in time as Baker slides in head first. Any numbers that are acquired by ball players in postseason play do not count on the regular season, so the regular season stats are final and official. And Garvey's streak, of course, is snapped at 945. The playoff games do not count. Here's the pitch to Steve outside with a knuckleball, 1 ball and no strikes. So Garvey wound up the year hitting .283. Baker wound up the year hitting .320. He was third in the league behind Madlock and Rose. All right, Necro to Garvey with 2 outs and a runner on at first base, and we're in the top of the first inning in Houston. Rick Mundy on deck. Here's the pitch to Garvey. Looped along the right field line. This one is going to be down the line and dropped just foul. Well, that's a tough break because Garvey had that one almost flared in there for an extra base hit and a run. But it dropped away foul by about a foot or 2. So Steve will come back to try it again. Baker was on the move with 2 outs and might have scored on a play if that ball drops fair, but it dropped foul by a foot. Garvey broke his back, so he'll come back to get another one. Monty Basco serving dual role as assistant bat boy. And now brings the new bat out to Garvey. So Steve has one break and almost got by with it. 1-1 to count to Garvey. 10 home runs during the regular season. Rick Mundy on deck. Now Negro with a lob over to first base, and Baker hops back on the bag. Outside it is warm and humid, and a forecast of a lot of rain here in the area, because that's the story for the past few days in Texas. It's been raining nearly every day. Garvey, check swing, bouncing ball to shortstop. Fon comes in. On the run is throw to first base in time, and Garvey's out. Checked up and grounded out. Dodgers go down in the first. No runs, no hits. One left on, and the score going to the bottom of the first. 0-0.
Almost every section of our land is noted for one thing or another, and the section that comprises the tall corn stage back east is no exception. It's famous for raising what is generally accepted as the country's best pork. Pork that has a finer texture, firmer grain, and is superior in flavor and tenderness. Well, no doubt you already know this, but what you may not be aware of is that Farmer John uses eastern corn-fed pork exclusively, including, of course, in making his hams. Then there's the smoking of these hams. Smoking as only Farmer John does it, his secret old-time Western way. And he takes his own good time at it, too, smoking his hams ever so patiently and unhurriedly. So when he finally takes them from the smokehouse, there's a wonderfully smoked, savory Western flavor right down to the last tender tidbit on the bone. Farmer John hams, eastern corn-fed pork, smoked the old-time Western way. In short, the only hams easternmost in quality and westernmost in flavor. Aren't you about ready for one? Bet you are.
General admission tickets and a limited number of box seats for the National League Western Division Series games at Dodger Stadium are on sale at the Dodgers Advance Ticket Office, 1750 Stadium Way. Tickets are also available at Mutual Theater ticket agencies. The Dodgers will be playing the Houston Astros, with games this coming Friday at 1:05 p.m., Saturday at 5:15 p.m., and Sunday at 1:05 p.m. The games on Saturday and Sunday are on an if-necessary basis in the best 3 of 5 series. General admission tickets are priced at $3 each, and box seats at $10 each.
Jerry Royce concludes his warm-up tosses, and Terry Poole will start it off for the Astros. Poole hitting .251, left-hand batter. Despite the fact that he's facing left-hand pitching for the second straight day, Poole stays in there in the leadoff spot. For Jerry Royce, his first appearance, of course, as a Dodger in playoff competition, but he had 2 seasons with Pittsburgh. In 1974, the Dodgers beat him twice in postseason play, and in 1975, the Reds beat him once. So Royce is making his 3rd appearance in postseason activity, and here's the windup and the pitch on the way to Poole, a fastball that's over for a strike, 0-1. Royce on the regular year had a record of 10 wins and 4 losses. And against the Astros, 1-1. Fastball, strike 2 at the knees, and it is 0-2. He was 4-0 against Houston last year, and that has built his lifetime record to 12-8 against the Astros, and he formerly played with the Astros in 1972 and 1973. Fastball low outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Primarily fastball slider pitcher, and a changeup. The orthodox 3 normal pitches. 1-2 count to Poole, the left-hand hitter. Down it comes. Fastball, fly ball to left field. Baker right in his tracks, makes the catch for the out. So Poole lines one to left field, 1 away, and here's Garner coming on. Garner, a .248 average over the year. 7 homers, 7 for 34 against the Dodgers. And he had just 1 home run on the year. Royce has been in 2 All-Star games. One in 1975, he was the starter. And in 1980, he was in the game at Los Angeles. So veteran left-hander Jerry Royce into the windup to the right-hand batter Garner. Fastball is on the inside corner for a strike, 0-1. Royce, in his last appearance against the Astros, had them shut out until 2 out in the 9th inning, and Cedeno hit a home run. And Jerry went on to win that game. Here's the look and the pitch. Fastball, a little low for a ball, and the count is 1-1. Garner has put a little glue on the infield for the Astros when they acquired him late in August from the Pittsburgh Pirates. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way. Bouncing ball wide to third. Guerrero scoops up nicely, throws in time and got him. Good play by Guerrero. Cutting in front of Russell, who may not have been able to make a play on the speedy Garner had the ball gone through to shortstop. So we have 2 down, and the batter now will be Tony Scott, the center fielder. .264 batting average, and 3 for 30 before last night against the Dodgers. And last night, A little flare, a fly ball that dropped just behind Lopes into right field for a run in the 6th inning. Takes a curveball for a strike. Check it. A little low. 1 ball and no strikes. Scott had 1 for 4. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fastball, bouncing ball to shortstop. Russell short hops on the run, throws and gets him, and it's an easy inning for Royce. The Astros go 1-2-3. So the score at the end of 1 inning of play, nothing.
Okay, 4x4 truckers. Who makes the most of a good thing?
It's good for you.
Datsun makes off-roading non-stop fun with the most 4x4 pickups of anyone. So if the Wilds are where the good times are, better get there in a Datsun.
It's good for you.
Pick the Datsun long bed, standard or sport pickup, or protect your gear inside the world's roomiest compact pickup, the Datsun King Cab. They all hurdle the underbrush on the tallest minimum ground clearance in their class and smooth the rough on independent front suspension. 4x4 by Datsun. We are driven to get you to the Outback and back.
It's good for you.
The year 2020. A prototype fighter on its maiden flight attains Mach 3. Fantasy? Perhaps. But this aircraft is a potential reality at Northrop. 1981. Northrop Aircraft, an equal opportunity employer, is seeking experienced jig and fixture builders and molded plastic tooling builders. See our advertisements in the Los Angeles Times for details. Look to the future. Look to Northrop.
To the 2nd inning, it'll be Mundy, Guerrero, and Socha now to start it off for the Dodgers. Mundy had a great year, hit .315 with 11 home runs and 25 runs batted in. Mundy first appeared in championship series back in 1971 with Oakland, then of course 2 years with the Dodgers in 1977 and 78. And here's Mo now stepping in. Mundy against the Astros on the season, 2 for 7. Necro getting set to go. Guerrero on deck and Socha to follow. No score, we're in the 2nd inning. Necro against Royce in this one. It'll be Welch against Nepper in Friday's game at Dodger Stadium. Knuckleball is down low, 1 ball and no strikes. They're playing at Montreal, and at the end of a half inning of play, Philadelphia nothing, Montreal nothing. That's Rogers and Carlson. Later today, it'll be Oakland and Kansas City, and tonight, New York plays at Milwaukee. Night game up north. There's a ground ball foul, bounced off to the box seat railing, off to the right. 1 ball, 1 strike. Necro gets a new ball, doesn't like it, puts a new one in play. The umpires, and there are 6 of them working today. Jim Quick at the plate with Davidson at first, McSherry at second, Wire is at third. Montague's on the left field line, and Dale, who was last night's plate umpire, is down the right field line. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way to Monday. Knuckler is in for strike, and it is 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Friday's game at Dodger Stadium starts at 1:05. Our broadcast warm-up time will be 12:45. Now the windup and the 1-2 pitch. Mundy, it's a high pop fly, shallow left field. Found the shortstop backing out calling. He's there to make the play, and we have 1 away. So Mundy pops up. The Dodgers have really been in a hitting slump for quite a while, despite the fact that in the series at Los Angeles over the weekend, they hit fairly well. On Friday, they had 13 hits. Saturday, they had 13 hits, but they were held to 4 hits on Sunday. And then last night, back to 2 hits. So, still not able to get those base hits to rolling, and that's what they're going to have to help out the brilliant pitching they've been getting. Guerrero jammed, fouls one back into the wire, strike 1. He got jammed to the fastball. But the Dodgers have got to get the bats going. The pitching has been very, very good. They lost, of course, 2 shutouts to San Diego during the last homestand. And last weekend in Houston, no-hitted by Ryan, held to 2 hits by Sutton and 1 run. But they scored only 5 runs here in the Dome the last 5 games. Here's a foul back into the wire. Strike 2 on Guerrero, with Socha due up next. Pedro against the Astros had a good year, 13 for 37. They play him straight away. 0-2 the count as Necro set delivers. Knuckleball, ground ball behind second base. Up with it is Farn. His play is in time, and there are 2 outs, and it sounded like he hit that ball off the end of the bat. So Joe Necro, who can be double tough with that knuckler, and if he gets that knuckler in for strikes, it's a different ball game, and he's doing that so far. Mike Socia coming on. Mike has had a tough time against the Astros, but on the other hand, he's hit a couple of balls very well against them with nothing to show for it. He could have had 2 home runs here in the Dome recently. In Ryan's no-hitter, he hit one deep to the warning track. Last night, he hit one deep to the warning track. And the warning track here is home run territory in most other ballparks. Here's the pitch in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. So Socia takes the knuckleball, strike 1 count. Necro set to go again, the windup and the pitch, knuckleball, loop to center field, a base hit. And that sounded like he broke his bat on that one. Maybe it's just the echo chamber in here, but it didn't sound like he hit that one very good. But he got it back to the middle for a base hit, and that brings on Bill Russell. Bill hit at .233 on the season with 10 hits against the Astros in 32 at-bats. With 2 away, we don't expect Socia to do much running. Russell at bat with Royce out on deck. So Necro has given up his first hit as Socia singles to center. Russell waiting. Socia leads off first base in the pitch to Billy, taken low for a ball. 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes. Russell had 61 hits on the year, 9 doubles and 2 triples, no home runs, and 22 runs batted in. Here's the pitch to Billy. Strike called on the fastball, 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. We're in the Dome in Houston. And the Astro fans hoping they're not seeing their last game of the year. The Dodgers hoping that the Astro fans might be seeing their last game of the year. Breaking ball is way outside the knuckleball, and it is 2-1 to Russell. Series goes to Los Angeles for games of Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, if all 5 games are needed. 2-1. Socia short lead, the pitch to Russell. Checked outside, ball 3, 3-1. Knuckleball just missed. So 3 ball, 1 strike count to Bill Russell. Bill will go under the knife as soon as the season's over to have an operation on the ball of his foot, relieving pressure on the stress fracture that's been an old wound that he will have repaired. 3-1 count, and the pitch to Billy is inside, ball 4. He walked him. So the Dodgers have 2 on. Second walk given up by Necro, and the batter will be the pitcher, Jerry Royce. Royce, if nothing else, would be the last hitter in the inning if he doesn't get a base hit or get on base. That would give the Dodgers a fresh start when they come on in the 3rd. Royce had 10 hits on the year and 3 runs batted in, so he's just not really an automatic out. I tell you what, they have a lot of long memories here in Houston. Royce played with the Astros way back nearly 10 years ago. But they get on him a little bit, and they also get on him because he hit Sutton in the knee. They're kind of upset with Royce for a couple of reasons. Royce at bat, and they want Necro to throw one at Royce. I think that there was a misconception about Royce throwing at Sutton, which was inflamed a little bit by a Game of the Week broadcast. And I mentioned on that about an intentional motive on the part of Royce, which of course is far from the truth. Royce insists that he was trying to make Sutton bunt the ball. Here's the pitch to him. Swing and a miss, strike 2, going for the knuckleball, and it's 0-2. 0-2 the count to Jerry Royce, trying to help himself. Okay, Jerry bat on his shoulder. Now Necro ready, the pitch, high for a ball. Tried him with another knuckleball and couldn't get it in there. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 men out. Russell on first base. Socia on second base. Now the 1-2 pitch. High and popped out of Pujols' glove, but no advance. And it goes to a 2-2 count. So Niekro now having a little trouble controlling the knuckleball. He got behind to Russell, missed him with the fastball, and now he has gone 2-2 to Royce, and he's given him all knuckleball so far. We're in the second inning and no score, and the Dodgers trying to get something going. Garner goes to the bag, and Socha slides back in. He goes back in with a hand that had his helmet knocked off by Garner coming in. Garner just started jogging over there, and all of a sudden he was at full tilt. So Socha had to alertly get back. All right, a 2-2 count to Royce. The arm stretch, the look, and the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, strike three. Strikeout number 2. The Dodgers lead 2. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left. The score going to the bottom of the second inning. 0-0. Station identification. This is the Los Angeles Dodgers Radio Network.
Today, following Dodger Talk, join psychiatrist Dr. David Viscott from 4:05 to 7 p.m. on Talk Radio 79, KABC Los Angeles.
Now to the bottom of the second inning with Cruz, Cedeno, and Howe coming on to face Jerry Royce. And a reminder, the series comes back to Los Angeles on Friday. And general admission tickets and box seats for the National League games at Dodger Stadium are on sale at the Dodger Advance Ticket Office, 1750 Stadium Way. The Dodgers play the Astros Friday at 1:05, Saturday at 5:15, Sunday at 1:05. General admission tickets, by the way, are priced at $3 and box seats at $10. I hope you make your plans and check in now. Get those tickets because the Dodgers and the Astros are in action Friday at Dodger Stadium. 1:05 game. Here's Cruz now coming on. Jose swings on a fastball, drives it into the left field corner, down to the stands, out of play. So he was late getting around on one. Strike one. 0-1 to Cruz. 9 for 39 against the Dodgers on the full year. And 267 against the league with 13 home runs and 55 runs batted in. Jerry Royce into the windup, and the pitch to Cruz, curveball, tapped towards shortstop, and here comes Guerrero in front of Russell to make the play and throw him out. So Cruz was really fooled on that off-speed pitch. Looked like he threw him a rainbow up there, and Jose just tapped it wide to Guerrero, who's really moving around out there third. All right, Royce ready to go to Cedeno. 271 batting average, 5 home runs, 34 RBIs. Okay, Cedeno at bat. Astros winning last night 3-1. Due between Ryan and Valenzuela with Stewart taking a loss. Cedeno fly ball to center. Up for it is Landreau to make the catch for the second out. So a little fly ball to Landreau. There are 2 down quickly here in the second. And it'll be Art Howe, the third baseman, to bat. 296 average. 3 home runs, 36 runs batted in. The Astros team batting average was 257. The Dodgers had a team average of 262. Art Howe, who managed in winter ball last year, but will probably not manage this year. And his ambitions, of course, after retiring from baseball as a player, would be to manage. Here's a look, and the pitch on the way. Down low, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. right, the 1-0 pitch on the way to Howe popped up behind the mound. In for it comes Russell, calling right in front of second base, and that's all for the Astros. 1-2-3 again. Side out, and the score at the end of 2 innings of play, Dodgers nothing, and the Astros nothing.
Twice as fast when you fly Western nonstop to Portland or Seattle Tacoma. Western has 4 daily nonstops to Portland, to Seattle Tacoma 5 daily nonstops, plus new low peak and off peak fares. To Portland as low as $99 one way, to Seattle Tacoma as low as $109. Western to Portland and Seattle. Sport, there's a number 1, not just a winner, the winner. In sports shoes, it's Kenny's NBAs, the number 1 in athletic footwear. Whatever your sport, baseball, basketball, soccer, tennis, running, Kenny NBAs are what winners wear. So if you play to win, and you do, play in a pair of Kenny NBAs. You'll find the full line of Kenny NBA athletic shoes for men and women and kids at the more than 125 Kenny shoe stores in the Los Angeles area. No wonder, now more than ever before, Kenny is Los Angeles' great American shoe store.
Davey Lopes coming on now as we start the 3rd inning. Davey is 0 for 13, and he's been really battling it. Davey hadn't had a hit in nearly a month back in September, and he's had just 1 for 18 because he's been in and out of the lineup with injuries. So that takes something out of your timing, but Davey trying to find that timing as we play now in the 3rd inning against Necro with Landreau and Baker to follow. Joe Necro, veteran right-hander. 1-0 Montreal with Philadelphia batting in the 2nd inning now. So the Expos got a run on Carlton in the 1st. Knuckleball comes in too high, ball 1 to Lopes. 1-0 count. Davey waits again, swinging that bat. Necro ready on the pitch. Loop to right field for a base hit. So Lopes punches one through the right side into right field for the 2nd Dodger hit of the game, and that'll bring on Landreau, who grounded sharply to second base his first time up. Landreau, who was in a horrible slump all of September, came out of it a little bit on the last homestand and had 1 hit last night, one of the 2 Dodger hits. The Dodgers just haven't scored many runs here the last couple of times they've been in the Dome. First game on the last series, they won 3-0 behind Hooten. Then were no-hitted by Ryan and held a 1-run, the 9th inning home run by Steve Sachs against Don Sutton. Last night held to the 1-run, the home run by Garvey. So they've had a lot of trouble scoring runs here in the great indoors. All right, Landreau at bat with Lopes on at first base, and we'll see if he tries to run. One vulnerable spot for Necro is that the runners like to take advantage of him. He's pretty easy to steal on. He throws over there. Opposing runners have stolen 25 times against Necro in 33 attempts. So they've been able to flag him down only 8 times, and Lopes, of course, premier base stealer, draws a throw, goes back head first under Cedeno's tag, and it is not in time. Last year they stole 34 in 43 attempts. All right, pitch on the way, and Landreau takes 1 high for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. Davey wearing gloves on both hands. Went back into the bag and appeared to hurt his right wrist. He's kind of shaking his right hand. Okay, a 1-0 look. He gets 1 foot on the carpet. Necro looks over there and a throw, and again he's back standing up. Lopes for the year stole 20, was caught only twice. So they have a pitcher they can run on. We'll see if the Dodgers elect to run. Pitch to Landreau, fly ball to left field, and it's deep. Cruz going in the corner for it, makes the catch to the out. So Landreau drives Cruz into the left field corner. And here's Baker coming on. Dusty walked his first time up. So in the third, the Dodgers get Lopes aboard, but do not go for the bunt. They're trying to get a good inning started, and Landreau flies out to left field. Well, Philadelphia countered with a run in the second inning against Rogers, so they're all even at 1-1. Bottom of the second in Montreal, where the weather is not too good. It was raining, and it is cool, and the temperature in the 40s, maybe up to the 50s. But unpleasant weather in Montreal for the first game of that series. Throw to first, Lopes again hops back on the bag. 1 on, 1 out in the third. The Dodgers trying to get something generated here. They just haven't been able to get any kind of rallies going. Of course, the Astros have outstanding pitching, and that has a lot to do with it. All right, Lopes gets his lead. Here's the pitch to Dusty. Taken for a strike. 0-1. Pujols behind the plate has a good arm. His record is not too good, though. He's thrown out only 9 of 35 attempted stealers. Ashby has caught 37 runners out of 99. All right, a strike one count instead of throw to first base again. The Dodgers' only problem about stealing on the Astros so far has been lack of base runners. And now they've got the right guy on there. We'll see if Davey tries to go here in a minute. 0-1. Takes the lead. The pitch to Baker. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Went for the knuckleball. He's trying to hit it out of here. 0-2 to Dusty. Baker at bat in the hole. Lopes on first base. Now the look, and the pitch to Dusty. Line drive left field for a base hit into left center. Lopes will turn and hold as Scott fires the ball back in. So Baker gets a base hit. The Dodgers have 2 on with Garvey coming up, and there's only 1 out. Garvey grounded to shortstop on a check swing his last time up. Here's Garvey. Garvey stepping in, and the scoreboard flashes, let's get 2. Of course, the Dodgers would like to change that around or add the word runs after the 2. But the Astro fans looking for the double play ball now. With 2 on and 1 out here in the third inning, Garvey to be followed by Monday. Necro delivers to Steve, popped up foul back of the plate. Pujols coming back near the wire, and he's got it. The knuckleball and fouled it back just in the playing area where Pujols able to catch it next to the screen. Monday, the batter, popped up his first time at bat. Rick with 11 home runs, 25 RBIs, and a .315 average on the year. They play Monday around to the right a bit. So the Dodgers trying to keep from missing a chance when they get 2 base hits in an inning. Trying to get a rally. Monday at bat with Guerrero to follow. And Necro takes a look around now at the defense. On the infield, they're playing deep and to the right. Cedeno way back at first base. Lopes getting a lead off second. Baker off first. And Monday now trying to get something here. All right, Necro set again. And the pitch to Monday. Knuckleball inside for a ball. And nice stop by Pujols going to his knees to stop that one. Necro has held the opposition to a .244 batting average for the year, and at home that has dropped to .220. So he pitches much better indoors than he does on the road, at least from that standpoint. He was 4-3 at home and 5-6 on the road this year. 9-9 record. The 1-0 pitch. Monday checks a strike on a knuckleball. 1-1. Monday, of course, would like to get the count in his favor so that he could set on a fastball. Dodgers feel when they get the count going their way, like 2 balls and no strikes or 3-1, Necro's going to have to come with a fastball, and that's what they're going to sit on. All right, it's a 1-1 count. Necro got a strike with a knuckleball that time. Top of the third, and no score here in the Dome. All right, Monday waiting. Necro up with the arms again. The look and the pitch on the way to Mo. Knuckleball swung on and missed. Well, he's in a hole, 1-2. Now Necro has it his way. He can throw the knuckleball. Bundy swinging right through that one. Tommy Lasorda before the game saying, I hope we have a happy plane ride home. I don't want to be grouchy with my wife anymore because she doesn't deserve it. Nice gal. I've been grouchy and only speak to her when we lose. But Tommy, his wife Joe is on the trip, hopes that he can talk to her all the way home. Right now, Dodgers having a struggle here as Necro works to Monday with a 1-2 count. 2 on, 2 out. Here's the pitch on the way. The runners are going, and a ground ball hit the shortstop. Bond has it and throws across in time. Monday is out to retire the side. Well, the Dodgers miss a chance in the third. No runs, 2 hits. They lead 2. They've now left 5 men on in their first 3 turns at bat. And the score going to the bottom of the third, Dodgers nothing, Astros nothing. Well, the Dodgers missed a good chance there. They had the right guys up with the right guys on base, but they couldn't do it. Lope singled, and after Landreau flied out, Baker singled. Then Garvey fouled out, and Mundy grounded out with the runners running, and that was the end of that. Now it'll be the bottom 3, Thon, Pujols, and Necro coming on against Jerry Royce here in the 3rd inning. Royce has retired 6 in a row. Montreal has scored again, and it's 2-1 Montreal over Philadelphia. Now they've gone to the top of the 3rd inning. No report yet on Oakland, Kansas City. They play later. And New York and Milwaukee play tonight. Dickie Thon takes inside for a ball, 1-0 the count. Thon has 5 hits and 18 at-bats against the Dodgers on the year. Here's the windup by Royce, and the pitch to Thon is a strike, 1-1. If Jerry Royce has his good control, you can usually be counted on to pitch a very good ball game. And he's had good control most of the year. The 1-1 pitch, just missed the inside. No, he got the inside corner, backed it up in there, and it's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Thon, right-hand hitting utility infielder, playing shortstop, grounds 1 to second. Davey has this one, throws it across to Garvey in time, and we have 1 away in the 3rd. 1 down, and here's Pujols coming up. Pujols, the catcher, hit .239 on the regular year against the Dodgers, 3-4-9. Pujols, a right-hand batter, getting a chance to start ahead of Ashby, who started last night even though Fernando was pitching. They figured that the screwball would not be as effective against Ashby, who turned around to bat from the right side, and then Allen, as a left-hand hitter, got the game-winning home run in the 9th inning with 2 out. Dave Stewart felt that he made a good pitch. The Dodgers couldn't fault the pitch or the location that they made to Ashby, just that Ashby got around on it and pulled it up in the second deck for a home run. Fastball to Pujols on the inside corner for a strike. And Royce keeps working on that inside part of the plate here to the right-hand batters. 0-1 the count. Now again the look and the pitch to the right-hand batter. Jammed him, fouled it back into the screen, strike 2. 0-2 the count. The Dodgers and the Astros in the regular season played 12. The Dodgers won 8 out of the 12. Now in postseason play, the Astros have added 1. The 0-2 pitch. Pujols looks inside for ball, 1-2. Friday afternoon, it'll be Bob Welch against Bob Nepper, who had a sensational year for the Astros. Nepper won 9 and lost 5. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Pujols. At his feet for a ball, 2-2. Bobby Welch with a 9-5 record. 2-2, the count to Pujols with the pitcher, Negro, due up next. Here it is. Bounce foul down toward the third base coach, who throws it out of the game. But Don Leppert says, let's get a new ball. 2-2. The Dodgers fly back after the game tonight. Should be home about 5 to 5.5 hours after the game. 2-2 pitch. Fly ball to right field. Mundy sliding back a few steps. Now makes the catch for the out. So Pujols going the other way. A fly ball to right, 2 down, and the batter will be Negro. Joe Negro as a hitter for the year, 9 hits in 51 at-bats, and 6 runs batted in, so he's not a bad hitter. Two outs in the third inning. Royce to the windup, pitching to Negro. Swing and a miss at a fastball, strike 1. 0-1 count. Big Jer ready again, and the pitch, fly ball to right field. Mundy coming up a step or 2. He's got it. Had to duck because that ball got in the lights, and Mo almost had trouble with it. Side out, 9 in a row retired by Royce. Score going to the 4th inning, 0-0.
Have you heard about the Fall Value Carnival going on at Union 76? It's time for big savings on all sizes of Union's 35,000-mile 4-star all-season radial tire. Plus special deals on other products and services your car may need. The Union 4-star radial is made with polyester radial plies plus 2 steel belts. Right now it's yours for as low as $39.95 plus tax. That's for size P165 80R13. But there are comparable savings on all other sizes, too. So hurry to your participating Union 76 dealer today. While you're there, don't miss these other specials. With any complete tune-up, you get a free set of spark plugs. With a lube job and an oil change, you get a free oil filter. You can also get a 12-ounce can of washer fluid free when you buy new wiper blades. And a free spare alternator belt with any battery you buy. But hurry, Fall Value Carnival days last only through November 15th, 1981 at participating Union 76 dealers, where you can always go with the spirit of 76.
General admission tickets and a limited number of box seats for the National League Western Division Series games at Dodger Stadium are on sale at the Dodgers Advance Ticket Office, 1750 Stadium Way. Tickets are also available at Mutual Theater ticket agencies. The Dodgers will be playing the Houston Astros, with games this coming Friday at 1:05 p.m., Saturday at 5:15 p.m., and Sunday at 1:05 p.m. The games on Saturday and Sunday are on an if-necessary basis in the best 3 of 5 series. General admission tickets are priced at $3 each, and box seats at $10 each. Nothing. All right, we go along into the 4th inning of the ball game. 2-1 Montreal over Philadelphia in the 3rd inning there. Oakland, Kansas City not underway yet, and New York and Milwaukee will play later on tonight. The Dodgers will be flying back into Los Angeles this evening. The Astros will not come until tomorrow. The Dodgers might have a workout tomorrow, but the Astros will not. Bill Burton says, we hit better when we don't work out. Well, I guess that may be true. All right, let's go to the 4th inning. More play. Here's Vin Scully. Vinny?
Okay, Jerry. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant good day to you, wherever you are. We're in the great indoors of Houston, under the roof of the Astrodome. The Dodgers having troubles. They have left 5 men in the first 3 innings, and they'll have Guerrero, Socia, and Russell. No score as Joe Negro prepares to go to work. 2 veteran pitchers. Negro won 145 games in his career, and Royce has won 143, so they've each been through the mill. Guerrero, a big lunging swing as he beats it foul into the dirt, and he wound up backing into the left-hand hitter's box. 0-1 the count. No balls and 1 strike to Pedro Guerrero. They're in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and Montreal for the 2nd time taking a lead. They lead 2-1. The strike 1 pitch, a knuckleball in there. Guerrero flinched and tried to duck under it, and then the bottom dropped out of it, and the count 0-2. So Negro has given up 2 walks and 3 singles. Royce has pitched a perfect 3 innings, and they're scoreless here in the 4th. Necro, who'll be 37 in November, looks in to get a sign. Joe, of course, beat the Dodgers in the big game last year. Remember the one-game playoff on Monday. Guerrero pops it foul behind the plate. Pujols comes back and makes the catch. So one away in the fourth, and Mike Socia coming up. Socia broke his bat and singled in the second inning. The Dodger hits, Socia single, Lopes, and Baker. But the Dodgers hitting out of sync. They've left 5 men. They left Baker in the first inning. They left Socia and Russell in the second, and they left Baker and Lopes in the third. And that was the inning where they really had the opportunity. 2 on, 1 out. Garvey at the plate. He fouled out, and then Monday rolled out as they were on the run. The pitch to Socia inside. Ball 1, 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes the count to Mike Socia. Necro, both feet on the rubber, looks in to get a sign. Joe back to the plate. Fastball high. Ball 2. 2-0. Socia has not done anything against Houston this year, but he has hit the ball fairly hard. He's just been a little unlucky. He's hit the ball at people. He had only 2 hits for 30 at-bats during the regular season against Houston pitching. But he had a fine year. The 2-0 pitch, Socia hits it off the hands foul over near the Dodger dugout. Howe goes down into the dugout, but he can't get it. 2-1 to count. Two balls, 1 strike. The count to Mike Socia with 1 out in the fourth inning. No score on this October the 7th. Normally, of course, World Series games would be played this time of year. Down through the years, it has been a day marked with great World Series stories. And then the last few years, you get into championship series. The 2-1 pitch, Socia pops it in the air back a third. Foul. Howe coming over to the stands and makes the catch. 2 down. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Los Angeles Dodgers Radio Network.
Today, following Dodger Talk, join psychiatrist Dr. David Viscott from 4:05 to 7 p.m. on Talk Radio 79, KABC Los Angeles.
In the fourth inning, no score in the ballgame with 2 out. Bill Russell at the plate. Russell walked in the second inning. Jerry Royce on deck. Necro, hands at his knees, now straightens up. Joe ready and delivers, and Russell backs off. The pitch inside, ball 1, 1-0. Game 2 of the best 3 out of 5. The 1-0 pitch, Russell tries to hold up. The pitch is strike anyway, and the count 1-1. It'll be the Dodgers and the Astros Friday at 1:05 at Dodger Stadium. Bob Welch and Bob Nepper. And remember, there are seats. You can pick them up right now. The 1-1 pitch, low, ball 2. You can get them at the Dodger ticket office on Stadium Way or at the Mutual Theater ticket agencies. We look forward to seeing you Friday at Dodger Stadium. By the way, for season ticket holders who have their Division Series tickets, a reminder, the AA ticket is to be used for Friday, the double B ticket Saturday, the double C ticket for Sunday. A shot to short. On backhand. Throws him out. So Dickie Thon takes a hit away from Bill Russell, and at the end of 3.5 innings, no score. The word sausage comes from the Latin salsus, which you may say belongs in the so what department. Of true importance, though, is that today, sausage itself comes from Farmer John. That is, if you live in the Southland and want the only strictly fresh Eastern pork sausage in our food stores. And it's hardly understandable that a person would want any other kind. For pork sausage, like dairy products and shellfish, is at flavorsome best only when strictly fresh. Then there's the matter of seasoning sausage. Farmer John is just as fussy about this as he is with its freshness. Only natural herbs and spices will do. Choice costly seasonings imported from around the world. And since Farmer John mixes, measures, and adds them with meticulous accuracy, his sausage doesn't vary in taste like some. Farmer John, strictly fresh and naturally seasoned pork sausage. In skinless links, in the roll, mild and hot, and an old-fashioned link sausage. So great to wake up to at the breakfast table and a super supper meat. Enjoy it regularly. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. No score in the ball game. Jerry Royce tuning up to Mike Socia. Royce has been absolutely brilliant. He's retired 9 in a row, but all that has gotten him is a tie. Because even though Niekro has been in some problems, he has kept the Dodgers empty-handed. The Dodgers, leaving 5 men in the first 3 innings, failed to get anybody on in the 4th, only because of the good play by Dickie Thon. So it'll be Terry Poole, followed by Phil Garner, and then Tony Scott. Bottom of the 4th inning, no score. Pitching, and more pitching. That was the story last night. Remember, the Astros last night scored in the 6th inning. The Dodgers tied it up in the 7th, and then the Astros won it in the 9th. So Royce will go around again. He'll start with the leadoff man, Terry Poole. Terry Poole flied to left field in the first inning. The left-hand batter 0 for 1. Terry hit .251 during the regular year, but he's a lot better hitter than that. He's probably 30 points under his lifetime batting average. Royce into the windup. Jerry ready and delivers. Fastball fouled away off third out of play. Fastball jammed him, and he has to check the handle of the bat. It just kind of knocked him out of there. It overpowered him. 0-1 the count. Terry Poole back up to the plate. Now the strike 1 pitch on the way. Fastball swung on and missed, strike 2. So one good fastball deserves another. And the count 0-2. No runs, 3 hits for the Dodgers. No runs, no hits for the Astros. And the fastball is down and away. Ball 1, 1-2. 1-2 the count to Terry Poole. No score, bottom of the 4th inning. Royce ready, and the left-hander delivers. Fastball hit up along first base to Garvey. So on fastballs, Royce takes care of Terry Poole. He used a lot of breaking stuff on him in the first inning. That'll bring up Phil Garner. Garner topped the ball wide of third, and Pedro Guerrero made a good play to get him. Garner 0 for 1. Phil was talking about when he came over to Houston, he wondered about the mental toughness of the Astros. He wondered if they were tough enough to be a winner. And he said, having been with them long enough now, he thinks they are. And, of course, he should know. He takes ball 1. He was with championship clubs at Oakland and Pittsburgh. 1 ball, no strikes to count to Phil Garner. The 1-0 pitch on the way. Fastball high. Of course, most teams, I think, reflect the personality of the manager. And Burton is a very low-key, unflappable, unemotional appearing man. And there's a lot of that go-to-work attitude with the Houston Ball Club. And that was the thing that Garner was wondering about. Here's the 2-0 pitch on the way, and Phil looks at a strike, and the count 2-1. Of course, the Astros coming so close, only to lose to Philadelphia in a wild championship series last year. 2-1 fastball hit sharply to Lopes. Davies stays with it, slings it over to Garvey for the second out, and Royce has retired 11 in a row. Tony Scott, the switch-hitting center fielder, coming up. Scotty grounded to Russell in the first inning. Batting right-handed, he's 0 for 1. Scott came here in the deal that sent Joaquin Andujar to St. Louis. Now Royce is asking Jose Cruz to get over in the on-deck circle. Cruz was more or less getting a closer angle, and he was almost behind home plate. And they finally moved him, and plate umpire Jim Quick made sure he would move. Off-speed pitch over for a strike to Tony Scott, 0-1. No runs, 3 hits for the Dodgers. No runs, no hits for the Astros. The strike 1 pitch to Tony Scott. Fastball hit foul off to the right, well back in the lower deck, and the count 0-2. Well, what a model of consistency is Jerry Royce. I guess when you look at his numbers, he's about as consistent, if not the most consistent, of any pitcher in baseball today. You break down his record, and it really jumps at you. 5-2 before the strike, 5-2 after the strike. Pitch inside, ball 1. 5-2 at home, 5-2 on the road. Any way you cut it, it's 10-4. Jerry checking into the windup, and the 1-2 pitch. Curveball fouled away. 2 out, bases empty in the 4th. Dodgers nothing, Astros nothing. The 3rd game at Dodger Stadium on Friday. Royce into the windup, the 1-2 pitch, curveball in the dirt. Ball 2. Mike Socia behind the plate. The Dodger infield, Steve Garvey, Davey Lopes, Bill Russell, Pedro Guerrero. In the outfield, Dusty Baker, Kenny Landreau, and Rick Monday. Scott waiting, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Royce into the windup, and the 2-2 pitch, fastball fouled away. So after a lot of breaking balls, he buzzed him, and Scotty fouled it back. Dodgers will fly home immediately after the ball game workout tomorrow, and then it'll be Bob Welsh and Bob Nepper Friday at 1:05. Warm-up time at 12:45. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Royce delivers, fastball inside. And oh, did he want that? He threw his hands in the air, did Royce. He had him all set up, but he got it too far inside. Well, you know, he would like to give Scott a curveball. Tony hasn't shown that he can handle it right-handed. But we'll see now, 3-2, whether he'll come fastball. The pitch, fastball, got him swinging. So that means a perfect 4 innings for Jerry Royce. He'd retired 12 in a row. That's his first strikeout. And at the end of 4, no score.
We asked the experts to rate the new Datsun 280Z X Turbo. Here's what Car and Driver magazine reported about the Z's track performance.
60 miles per hour comes up in just 6.8 seconds.
Now that's moving. Car and Driver continues.
It must be considered the most sophisticated turbocharged engine ever introduced to America.
We certainly agree. It's impossible to compare the Turbo Z with anything on the road. One exhilarating ride will make you a believer forever. And performance is just part of the Turbo ZX story. Motor Trend magazine also praised its luxury.
Someone who doesn't care to go fast can find in the car all the creature comforts and status he could wish for.
The Turbo Z car. Somehow the word awesome seems inadequate.
The latest issue of Dodger Blue is off the press, and it features the playoff preview on the cover. You can become a subscriber to Dodger Blue, the official Dodger newspaper, by sending $15.95 to Dodger Blue, Post Office Box 67200, Los Angeles 90067. Now, you'll receive 20 issues of Dodger Blue each year, a tabloid packed with news of the Dodgers and their farm teams. Keep up with the Dodgers with Dodger Blue.
In the 5th inning, no score in the ball game. The Dodgers no runs, 3 hits. Meanwhile, Jerry Royce has pitched a perfect 4 innings. He'd retired 12 in a row. Jerry will lead it off, then followed by Davey Lopes and Kenny Landreau. A very, very, very big game. It is big for the Dodgers because they feel if they can split here, they can handle Houston at Dodger Stadium. They're pretty confident they could win 2 out of 3 at home. After all, they won 5 out of 6 there during the regular year. The Astros feel if they can win this one, they know they can win 1 out of 3 at Dodger Stadium to win it. So this game just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Royce waiting at the plate. He struck out in the 2nd inning with a couple of runners aboard. He takes a strike, little knuckleball, and the count 0-1. Joe Niekro and Jerry Royce. Royce backs out for the moment. Now Jerry back up to the plate. Of course, Royce once pitched here in Houston, won 16 games in 1973. He knows all about this place. Jerry swings, fouls a knuckleball away, and the count 0-2. 340 down the lines, 390 up the alleys, 406 to center. An extremely big playing area. In fact, maybe too big, especially when you realize there's no wind to help, and temperature about 72 degrees. All the time. Royce swings and misses. Down he goes. 3rd strikeout for Joe Niekro. And with 1 out in the 5th inning, Davey Lopes the batter. Lopes struck out in the 1st inning and singled to right in the 3rd. The only surprise, Lopes singled in the 3rd. Never really tried to get a big enough jump to steal. And finally did take off on part of a double steal when Monday grounded out. Davey singled to right field in the 3rd inning. Necro into the windup, and Joe delivers, and the first one low, gets away from Pujols, ball one. Even with that big waffle mitt, Pujols has a lot of trouble handling Necro. And, of course, if the Dodgers could get men on base and play a running game, they feel they could exploit a possible weakness. But they're not hitting enough to get people aboard to do anything. So it's no score, fifth inning. Lopes takes down and away, ball 2-1. They're in the fourth inning now at Montreal, with Montreal leading Philadelphia 2-1. And if the weather report we heard early this morning is correct, that's a bitter day at Olympic Stadium. It rained all last night, it rained this morning, and they said the temperature was 42 degrees. But they're playing. 2-0, the count of Davy Lopes, and Joe Necro's fastball is high and inside, so he's behind 3-0. The Dodgers need to get Lopes on base, and then just as important, maybe even more so, they need him to do some running. They got to get on the attack. Here's a 3-0 pitch to Davy Lopes, and that's a strike, 3-1. Necro, who averages 2.5 walks per 9 innings, has already walked his 2 men today. Walked Russell and Baker. Here's a 3-1 pitch. Swung on. Ground ball to short. Dickie Thon hesitates a moment, then throws to first. So 2 out in the fifth inning. And the batter will be Kenny Landreau. Grounded to second, flied to left, 0 for 2. So Landreau with Dusty Baker on deck. No score, top of the fifth. Nice crowd on hand. It's not a capacity crowd or anything like that. After all, a noontime game on a work day, weekday. But there are a lot of good folks here. They were talking about 20,000. It might be closer to 30, maybe. And the pitch to Landreau is low, ball 1-0. Hope you'll be with us Friday at Dodger Stadium, a 105 game. Bob Welch, Bob Nepper. And we understand there are general admission and box seats available, so come on by. The 1-0 pitch to Kenny Landreau is a fastball hit towards right center, and it will fall for a hit. Grabbing it on a bounce is Tony Scott. So Landreau is 1 for 3 as he loops it into right center field, and the batter is Dusty Baker. For the Dodgers, hit number 4 against Joe Necro. So Landreau at the bag, held on by Cedeno. Dusty Baker walked in the first inning and singled in the third. Single to center. Necro scraping at the landing area of the mound. Now he goes back up on top, plants the right foot, and looks into Pujols to get a sign. Landreau has a pretty good lead. Necro looks over there, comes to Baker, and he hits a fly ball to right field. So right there is Terry Poole, and the Dodgers are going to come up empty again. They lead their 6th man, and at the end of 4.5 innings, no score. Astrodome. No score in the ball game. Joe Necro bobbing and weaving a little bit. The Dodgers have got men on base in 4 of the 5 innings, but they have left them all. The Dodgers have left 6 men. Meanwhile, Royce has been perfect. 12 up and 12 down. But they're locked up, no score in the bottom of the 5th inning. Jose Cruz, Cesar Cedeno, and Art Howe in that order. Cruz grounded to Pedro Guerrero in the 2nd inning. The latest we have, Montreal 2, Philadelphia 1, top of the 4th inning. Steve Carlton and Steve Rogers in that game. Oakland, Kansas City a little later. New York at Milwaukee tonight. The weatherman said the weather in Milwaukee would be clear, and they expected the temperatures in the 50s. Okay, bottom of number 5. No score. Cruz, left-hand hitting left fielder. And Royce's first pitch at trifle high, ball 1. 1-0. Royce ready, and Jerry comes back 1-0, low and outside, ball 2. He had a 3-2 count, you remember, on Tony Scott, but he struck him out. That's about as close as anybody has come to getting on base. Now that he's behind 2-0, Royce turned his back on Cruz, gazed out towards center field for a moment, and once again all business is back up on top. Jerry's 2-0 pitch to Cruz, fastball, hit down to Davy Lopes. Picks it up easily, over to Garvey. So that's 13 in a row retired by Jerry Royce, and the batter, Cesar Cedeno. Cedeno hit a home run against Royce during the regular season and went 3 for 8 against him. In the second inning, he hit the ball fairly hard, but right at Kenny Landreau in center field. So Cedeno is 0 for 1. So 1 away. Cedeno with Howe to follow. Jerry Royce on the rubber, into the windup and delivers. And the fastball inside at the knees. Ball 1, 1-0. No runs, 4 hits for the Dodgers. They have 4 hits and 2 walks. The 1-0 pitch, fastball swung on and missed, and Cedeno dropped to his right knee. Boy, he sure isn't getting cheated up there. He's having a couple of big rips. 1-1. Cedeno hit .271 during the regular year. He had 5 home runs. 1-1 to Cesar. Royce into the windup, and his 1-1 pitch is high and inside, ball 2. So he was 2-0 to Cruz, but he got him, and now he's 2-1 to Cedeno. Bases empty, bottom of the 5th inning, no score. Royce into the windup, and the 2-1 pitch fouled away outside of third, bouncing over the Dodger dugout and up into the grandstand. And the count 2-2. Cedeno backs out for the moment. Now Caesar back up to the plate. Royce looks into Mike Scioscia. Jerry into the windup, and the 2-2 pitch. Fastball high, so he goes 3-2. So 3-2 to Scott, but he struck him out to end the 4th. 2-0 to Cruz, now 3-2 to Cedeno. So at least for the moment, fighting his control a little bit. Jerry has retired 13 in a row, and the 3-2 pitch. Fastball, a check swing pop fly, back of first, down the line, going in the corner, foul. Drops untouched. Garvey and Lopes and Monday, no one could get there. For a while there, it looked like the trajectory would carry the ball just fair because it began to drift back towards the foul line. And it landed just foul. So Cedeno almost had an extra base hit with a check swing, and instead he'll come back and try it again, 3-2. So Garvey, Lopes, and Monday go back to their positions. 3-2, the count to Cesar Cedeno. 1 out in the 5th, no score. Royce, who's been letter perfect up to here, into the windup, and the 3-2 pitch, low, ball 4. And there's the first Houston base runner. So he was fighting it, 3 hitters in a row, and he finally surrenders the walk, and that does that as far as the perfecto is concerned. Royce had retired 13 batters in a row. Now he walks Cedeno, and here's Art Howe. Art Howe popped up in the second inning. Howe hit over 300 against left-handers, as did Cedeno. Royce delivers, and the pitch is inside. Ball 1, 1-0. Art Howe finished up at 296. He was about 300 all year long. The 1-0 pitch on the way is instead a throw to first. Remember, Cedeno last night stole second and also stole third against Valenzuela. Royce on the rubber. Now waiting, and there's another throw, and that sends Cedeno back in head first. Royce, another look. Cedeno right foot on the rug, and that means go over there and drive him back. One out. Fifth inning, no score. The Dodgers, no runs, 4 hits, no errors. The Astros, no runs, no hits, no errors. Royce had retired 13, but he just walked Cedeno, and here's Art Howe. Again, Cedeno, right foot on the rug. He goes. The pitch is swung on and fouled at the plate. So they play hit and run, and Art Howe fouled it off. 1 ball, 1 strike. Of course, Cedeno had been bothered by a hamstring problem, but evidently he's fine for the playoffs, stealing 2 bases last night. Howe is playing on a bad leg. He has an Achilles tendon problem that will require surgery when the year is over. They're trying to get something going and trying to stay out of the double play. They played hit and run. 1-1 the count. This will be an interesting pitch. We were talking before to some scouts about the Houston Ball Club and about Bill Verdon. The chances are that Cedeno will not go, and he's going to have to go back to the bag. The scouts feel that Verdon likes to have his runner go 2 balls and 1 strike. The reason being, he stays away from the pitch out. The Dodgers last night had consecutive pitch outs. Of course, now you have a count 1-1, and we'll see if they're going to play hit and run. Royce looks. Cedeno takes his good lead. He goes. Hit and run is on. The pitch is too high. The throw is there waiting for him. And missed the bag. Bill Russell had the ball long before Cedeno got to the bag, and let's see if Russell maybe dropped the ball. He put the glove down. Cedeno slid in and knocked the glove off Russell's hand. That's what it was. So not only did Russell not hold on to the ball, he couldn't keep the glove on. And Cedeno is at second base. So there's a big play. He should have been out by 5 feet. In fact, he was. But it was a hard slide, and his right foot just took the glove right off Russell's hand. So with that play, 2-1 the count to Art Howe. There's no ruling yet. They haven't flashed stolen base or error. All we know is the throw was there in plenty of time. The 2-1 pitch to Art Howe. Swung on and missed. 2-2. So Cedeno becomes the first Astro base runner. Now he becomes the first Astro to get to second base. In a cloud of dust, it looked like he was out. But when the dust settled, Russell didn't have the glove on his hand. 2-2 to Art Howe. Dickie Thon on deck. Royce, another look back at second. The Dodgers trying to bird dog him, and Lopes goes to the bag to make Cedeno come back. Remember, he stole third last night. 2-2 to Art Howe. Crowd now trying to rattle Royce. Jerry plants the left foot. Art Howe waiting. And the 2-2 pitch. Takes low, ball 3. Cedeno diving back to the bag at second as Socia bluffed going down there. Since they did not change the scoreboard any, we will give Cedeno a stolen base. But as we said, they might easily have given Russell an error. Now they have done what they should have done the first time and ruled it an error. All right, 3-2 to Art Howe. Royce ready, delivers, a fly ball to center field. Cedeno's going to tag, but Landro does not have a big throw, and Cedeno's not going anywhere. The throw taken by Guerrero. So, give Russell the error. After all, the throw was there. Had he just dropped the ball, he'd have gotten an error. So the fact that his glove came off, the same thing, an error. A fly ball, and Dickie Thon now coming up. Dickie Thon grounded out in the third inning. The difference between Thon and Garcia played against Valenzuela last night, but Burton feels that Thon has a much quicker bat, which is needed against Royce. Dickey swings, hits it to the hole. Smothered by Russell. Cedeno's going to come to the plate. He doesn't know Russell caught it, and Sosa blocks him at the plate, and that's that. Cedeno never looked, and even though Leopard tried to hold him up, Russell got up and threw him out. It was a good play by Russell, a bad play by Cedeno, and a very good block by Mike Sosa, who used to play football. And with all of that, the Astros failed to score, and at the end of 5, no score.
Passes twice as fast when you fly Western nonstop to Portland or Seattle Tacoma. Western has 4 daily nonstops to Portland. To Seattle Tacoma, 5 daily nonstops. Plus new low peak and off peak fares. To Portland as low as $99 one way. To Seattle Tacoma as low as $109. Western to Portland and Seattle.
Latest souvenir offer, a kid's Dodger vinyl jacket, a kid's t-shirt, both available in children's small, medium, or large, a jumbo pen, and a Dodger yearbook. All 4 items for only $5. Send to Danny Goodman, Dodger Stadium, LA 90012. Also plan to stop in at Danny's Souvenir Gift Shop located across from the Dodger offices in Dodger Stadium. Open from 9 a.m. through the end of the game when the Dodgers are home, 9 to 4 p.m. 5 days a week when the Dodgers are on the road. That's first time. The end of 5, no score. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Los Angeles Dodgers Radio Network.
Today, following Dodger Talk, join psychiatrist Dr. David Viscott from 4:05 to 7 p.m. on Talk Radio 79, KABC Los Angeles.
Well, thanks to a good play by Bill Russell and a bad play by Cesar Cedeno, one cancels out the other, and we have no score in the 6th inning. On that diving stop by Russell, of course, a base hit credited to Dickie Thon. So no score in the 6th. Steve Garvey, Rick Monday, and Pedro Guerrero. And Joe Niekro has given up 4 hits and 2 walks, but no runs. Delivers, and Garvey, it's a fly ball to straightaway center. Tony Scott is right there, so 1 pitch, 1 away. The Dodgers have left 6 men. They left 5 in the first 3 innings. And the Astros have left 1. That was Dickie Thon in the 5th inning. Dodgers last night left only 1 man on base. Not a case of timely hitting. They're not getting any people on base to leave. Monday has popped up and grounded out, both times hitting the ball to shortstop Dickie Thon. Garner is deep. He is just about in the outfield, playing at second base. Of course, Monday playing on a bad ankle. 1 away. Top of the 6th. No score. Joe Niekro into the windup, delivers, and the knuckleball is on the outside corner at the knees, and the count 0-1. Montreal leading Philadelphia 3-1 in the 5th inning. Boy, they beat Carlton. Montreal stock really goes up through the roof. The strike 1 pitch. Monday backs off, and the knuckleball is in at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Dodgers left 2 men in the 2nd, 2 men in the 3rd. And, of course, in the 3rd inning is when they had their shot. They had 2 on, 1 out, with Garvey and Monday coming up. But they couldn't come up with anything. And then in the 5th inning, the Astros made a charge, but Cedeno's bad base running took them out of that inning. The pitch to Monday outside, ball 2, 2-1. And it was not a case of Leppert giving a late stop sign. He had his hands in the air, telling Cedeno to stop before Cedeno had reached third base. But he just ran right through it. 2-1, the count to Rick Monday. No score in the 6th. Niekro studying Luis Pujols, who's catching him today. The 2-1 pitch is low, ball 3, 3-1. 3-1 to Rick Monday with Pedro Guerrero on deck. The Dodgers, stifled by Ryan last night with only Garvey's home run to show for it, and they've been tied up in knots so far today. Is a 3-1 pitch to Monday. Shot up the middle for a base hit. Right by the glove of Joe Niekro. So Monday is 1 for 3 as he singles, and the batter will be Guerrero. For the Dodgers, hit number 5. So with 5 hits and 2 walks, the Dodgers have had some base runners. Guerrero has grounded to short and fouled out. So Pedro 0 for 2. The Dodgers hoping and praying that now Guerrero will find the stroke that saw his average get up to 327. But boy, when it hit 327, it's been going down ever since. He finished up the regular year, however, with a little burst to get up to 300 after dipping below the line. So 1 out, 6th inning, no score, and Guerrero at the plate with Mike Socia to follow. Another good ball game. Joe Niekro delivers, and it's fouled away by Guerrero off to the right, well back in the lower deck. 0-1. No balls, 1 strike to Pedro Guerrero. Dodgers flying home immediately after the game. They'll work out tomorrow. And Friday, warm up at 12:45, game time at 1:05, Bob Welsh and Bob Nepper. And remember, there are box and general admission seats to be picked up for Friday's game. For season ticket holders, remember, double A for Friday, double B for Saturday, and double C for Sunday. The strike 1 pitch to Guerrero is down and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. So Niekro, averaging 2.5 walks a game, has walked 2 so far. 1-1 to count. Joe's record, when you look at it, was 9-9. He was 4-3 at home, 5-6 on the road. But the big difference was his earned run average. More than, well, almost 1.5. On and off the rubber. He had an excellent ERA here of 2. But of course, this is without a doubt a pitcher's ballpark. Not only big, it's not that easy to pick up the ball. 1-1 to Guerrero. Monday takes his lead. The pitch to Guerrero sliced into right field for a hit. Poole up with the ball. Monday stops at second, and the throw cut off by Dickie Thon. So with 1 out, first and second, and up and at him, that's the battle cry for the Houston bullpen. So in a moment, there'll be some action behind Joe Niekro as Guerrero follows Monday's single to center with a single to right. Mike Socia will be the hitter. First man down is Joe Sambito. Dave Smith goes down there. And Mike Socia singled and fouled out, 1 for 2. Now Vern Rule goes down to warm up. So Rule, who might be the starter in the 4th game, maybe, if there be a 4th. He figures to be. But nevertheless, he's up and throwing in the pen right now as Mike Socia singled and fouled out coming up. So this marks the 3rd time today the Dodgers have had 2 on, and the 2nd time they've had 2 on with 1 out. Score in the 6th inning. Socia looking for a big hit now to get the Dodgers on the scoreboard. Monday, remember, not running that well, still playing on somewhat of a bad ankle. And Guerrero at first. Thon bird-dogging Monday a little. And Niekro's pitch is popped in the air into left center field. Cruz coming over with Tony Scott. It will be Cruz and the runners hold. So Socia hits a lazy fly ball. 2 down, and here is Bill Russell. Russell, who stopped the Astros with his glove and then with his arm in the 4th inning, now trying to hurt them with the bat. And Jerry Royce on deck. So Monday, with 1 out, single to center, Guerrero sliced a single to right, but a big out as Socia, first ball swinging, pops it up. Of course, from now on, you expect to see a lot of first ball hitting, since Niekro is a control pitcher and he'd right around the plate anyway. The only thing most hitters, the experienced hitter, would at least wait to get a pitch he feels he could really drive rather than just swing at any strike. So Russell waiting. Monday taking as big a lead as he can while keeping an eye on Phil Garner. And the pitch to Russell is just inside. Boy, did Billy eyeball that one. Ball one. And that sums up the point. Even had that been on the corner, that would not have been a pitch for Russell to handle anyway. But he's looking for something he can put a little muscle on. 1-0. Niekro back to his hitter, and that's a strike. And the count 1-1. The Dodgers leaving 6 men on in the first 5 innings. Now have 2 on with 2 out in the 6th. No runs on a half a dozen hits for the Dodgers. No runs, just 1 hit for Houston, including a man thrown out at the plate. And Russell, the man who did that, now trying to pick up Monday. Art Howe deep, somewhat close to the line at third. Thon, very quick shortstop. The 1-1 pitch to Russell, low and away. Ball 2, 2-1. Two balls and 1 strike to Bill Russell. Monday and Guerrero inching away. Monday not worrying about Dickie Thon, but he has to keep watching to see what Garner is up to. Niekro ready on the 2-1 pitch. Russell check swing foul back to the screens. And the count 2-2. It is so hard to really get a good swing at a knuckleball. The best I ever saw was Duke Snider. Somehow Snider could coil up and wait and wet and then take that tremendous swing. But most fellas, they have a lot of trouble. Like picking up leaves in the park with a stick on a windy day. You don't just stab, it's not there. 2-2 to Bill Russell. Big pitch for Niekro now. He doesn't want to go 3-2. Joe delivers. Knuckleball almost hit him. So he goes 3-2, and that's an edge for the Dodgers. Rick Monday, who's not running well, will at least be able to go under a full head of steam on the pitch. You wonder if you're Joe Niekro. 3-2, you know the runners are going to go. You'd almost rather walk Russell. You got a pitcher coming up next. But, of course, the ego, the pride that gets these people here, all they think of is, I can get him out. So let's see if he can. So Monday and Guerrero ready to take their leads with 2 out and ready to go on the 3-2 pitch. Niekro ready, checking, the runners go, and the pitch is pop foul, out of play. Still 3-2. The Dodgers with hits, Lopes, Landreau, Baker, Monday, Guerrero, and Socia. But they're hitting out of sync. So it's no score. Top of the 6th inning, 2 out. Russell in the pressure cooker right now, 3-2. Niekro plants the right foot, and Russell waiting. And now Niekro off the rubber. Joe bends at the waist to read Pujols. The runner's at the ready. The runners go, and the pitch is ball 4, way outside. Russell couldn't have swung at that with a telephone pole. So now you get Jerry Royce, who was struck out twice. So that's the 3rd walk given up by Joe Niekro. And the Dodgers have the bases loaded, 2 out, and Jerry Royce, a pretty good hitting pitcher, coming up. Royce struck out in the 2nd inning and struck out again in the 5th. Jerry with 3 RBIs during the regular season. And he strikes out a 1/3 of the time. And he has already struck out twice today. So Royce at the plate with 2 out, top of the 6th, no score. Rick Monday down the line from 3rd, and he has to be ready because the knuckleballs have been bouncing away from Pujols. And if one gets away, Monday, if he gets a jump, could score. Guerrero is at 2nd, Russell at 1st. Niekro out of a stretch, looks at Monday, comes to Royce, low, ball 1. And now they are squirming a bit here in Houston. 1 ball and no strikes to Jerry Royce.
Monday singled, and he's now at third. Guerrero singled, he's at second. Russell walked, he's at first. The 1-0 pitch to Royce swung on and fouled away, and the count 1-1. Pujols trying to handle the ball as if it was in fair ground, but it hit in the batter's box, and the count 1-1. Jim Quick, the plate umpire. Satch Davidson at first. John McSherry at second. Lee Wire on the line at third. And then Ed Montague is the left field foul line umpire. Jerry Dale is on the right field line. 1-1 to Jerry Royce. No score. 2 out top of the 6th, but the Dodgers have loaded the bases. Joe Niekro ready, and the 1-1 pitch is taken low. Ball 2. 2-1. So Royce backs out. Niekro is off the rubber. 2-1 the count. Royce back up to the plate. So the biggest moment in the game thus far. The biggest moment in a very big game. 2 balls and 1 strike to Jerry Royce. Niekro, hands on his knees, checking Luis Pujols. Now Joe straightens up, and the 2-1 fastball is low. Ball 3. So could it be, could it happen that this great control pitcher would walk the opposing pitcher with the bases loaded? Seems like an impossibility for those who have watched Niekro over the years, but he is faced with that bleak prospect right now. He is also due to bat second when the Astros hit in the bottom of the 6th. So Niekro is on the griddle. 3-1 to Jerry Royce. 2 out. I would guess that Lasorda would put handcuffs on Royce. He wouldn't let him swing. But that's only a guess. 3-1. The count to Jerry Royce with the bases loaded, 2 out. Niekro looks into Luis Pujols. Runners taking their leads. Niekro set. The 3-1 pitch is taken for a strike. And now they have gone about as far as they can go, like the lyrics to the song about Kansas City. Rick Mundy is at third. Pedro Guerrero at second. Bill Russell at first. 2 out. 3-2 to Jerry Royce. Niekro desperately trying to stay on the strike zone. And the 3-2 pitch is strike 3 call. It was at the knees. Royce backing away as if he was going to go to first base. But Jim Quick, right hand shot high in the air. And the Dodgers have left 9. And at the end of 5.5, no score.
You're someone special, you're reaching for more, trying to do things better than before. And when you're thirsty, it's like you're reaching for. Think of Lima is the reason why there is more and right to it than you satisfy. When you're reaching for more, reach the sky. You're reaching for more, reach the sky. You know you're special, keep reaching for more. And when you're thirsty, it's like you're reaching for. The taste of Lima is the reason why there is more and right to it than you satisfy. When you're reaching for more, reach the sky. You're reaching for more, reach the sky.
As we go to the bottom of the 6th inning, no score in the ball game. Joe Niekro sure dodged a bullet, striking out Jerry Royce. A 3-2 pitch with 2 out and the bases loaded. So the Dodgers thoroughly frustrating themselves, and of course Joe Niekro has certainly had a hand in it. The Dodgers have left 9 men in 6 innings. And at the end of 5.5 innings, no score. Jerry Royce tuning up to Mike Scioscia, and the Astros, they have to feel like they escaped. We'll have Luis Pujols, then Joe Niekro, and Terry Poole. They're in the bottom of the 6th inning at Montreal. The Expos leading Philadelphia 3-1.
with Steve Rogers outdueling Steve Carlton thus far. Oakland and Kansas City not yet underway. New York and Milwaukee tonight. Catcher Luis Pujols, who applied to right in the third inning coming up. Pujols, the right-hand hitting catcher from the Dominican, hit .239 during the regular year. Boy, he's been fighting that Joe Niekro knuckleball, even with the big waffle mitt. He's had a lot of trouble. So you can understand why the Dodgers are having trouble trying to hit that dancer. Royce delivers, pitch inside, ball one. In the fifth inning with one out, Cedeno walked, was thrown out only to have Russell have his glove kicked off his hand for an error. And then Fon singled in the hole, and Russell made a magnificent play. Ground ball to Bill. He gloves it easily, sets for the throw, and gets him. One away. Cedeno running through Don Leppert's stop sign. And Russell, who had dived head first at Fon's base hit, got up and then threw to Socia. And it was the case of Socia, the ex-high school football player, throwing a block at Cedeno. Cedeno, of course, many years ago, almost killed Yeager in a collision at Dodger Stadium. But Socia really drilled Cedeno coming in straight up in the fifth inning. Niekro swings and misses 0-1. One out, bottom of the sixth, no score. Last night it was scoreless into the bottom of the sixth when the Astros got a run, then Garvey homered in the seventh, and then Alan Ashby won it in the ninth. So we're scoreless today, bottom of the sixth inning. Big game, what a big game. Time call for the moment as Joe Niekro backs out. The Dodgers feel in their hearts they can beat Niekro and that they can then go home and win 2 out of 3. The Astros feel if they win today, it's a breeze to win 1 out of 3 at Dodger Stadium. Here's a ground ball to Lopes. That'll do it for Niekro. 2 down in the sixth inning. Terry Poole will wait until Joe Niekro gets back in the Astro dugout. Poole has flied to left and grounded out. In the first inning, he got a steady diet of curveballs, so he went with the pitch and flied to Baker. Then in the fourth inning, he got a steady diet of fastballs and grounded to Garvey. Well, let's see what he gets this time around. 2 out, sixth inning, no score. The Dodgers no runs, 6 hits, leaving 9. The Astros no runs, 1 hit. Fastball is hit to center, base hit. So a solid single to center by Terry Poole. And with 2 out, Phil Garner coming up. Terry Poole, an excellent base stealer. He stole 22 out of 26 during the regular season. So Poole, no doubt, will try to get a jump and go if he gets the opportunity, while Royce is working on Garner. No score, sixth inning. Poole immediately has to dive back to the bag. Royce going after him. No score, bottom of the sixth. The Dodgers last night left only 1 man on base, but of course they only had 2 hits. Today they've had ample opportunities and they've left 9. Royce another throw to first and Poole back. The Astros have left 1. They've had a man thrown out at the plate. So no score in the sixth. 2 out. Royce out of his stretch. Looks over at Poole. Checks him again. Works the hitter. Ground ball wide to third. Off Guerrero's glove. Picked up by Russell. Goes to second in time. So it's your usual 5-6-4 force play with Guerrero getting an assist and Terry Poole cut down at second base. Jerry will be along in a minute, and at the end of 6, no score.
Well, friends, with 1981 fast slipping away from us, it could be that many of you listening to me along the Dodger network are planning one more vacation before the end of the year. Well, if you're planning to drive somewhere for a little relaxation, your Union 76 dealer reminds you to make sure that your car is in top-notch shape before you start out. And one of the things you may want to consider is an oil change. So your Union 76 dealer would like to recommend that you change to Union Long Distance Purple. You see, Long Distance Purple can actually save you gas compared with regular motor oil. That's important anytime, but especially when you're driving a lot of miles on a vacation trip. The reason long-distance purple can save you gas is that it lets your engine run with less friction than regular motor oils do, so your engine doesn't have to work as hard. And Union long-distance purple is tough, too. So tough it's earned the API SF classification, which means it's high standards for control of sludge, varnish wear, engine deposits, and oil thickening. So before you head out for vacation, change to Union long-distance purple.
The Western Manufactured Housing and Recreational Vehicle Show will be held at Dodger Stadium from November 14th through November 22nd. Make your plans now to visit Dodger Stadium for this event and to see the very latest lines of mobile homes and recreational vehicles. That's the Western Manufactured Housing and Recreational Vehicle Show at Dodger Stadium beginning Friday, November 14th and running through November 22nd.
Well, we go to the seventh inning, and the Dodgers have been frustrated and have left 9 men on base in 6 innings. We'll try it again against Negro. This time they got to start at the stop with Lopes, Landreau, and Baker. The last time they wound up at the bottom, and twice today, Negro has used Jerry Royce as the escape hatch. In the second, with 2 on and 2 out, he struck him out. And in the 6th inning, with the bases loaded and a 3-2 count, he just did get the inside corner to squeak out a called strike 3 and retire the side. Lopes coming on, 1 for 3 in the ball game. The Dodgers no runs, 6 hits, and the Astros no runs and 2 hits. And you just got to figure that the team that's going to be lucky is going to win this ball game the way it's going now. Davey at bat, singled in the 3rd inning, and the Dodgers in that inning got 2 men on but left them there. Now we'll see what they can do here in the 7th inning against Negro. Has really been batting out of a lot of corners. The only time he got the side out on order was the 4th inning. Here's the pitch to Davey, and the knuckleball is outside, ball 1. Negro has walked 3, struck out 4. Royce has walked 1, struck out 1, and allowed 2 hits. 1 ball, no strikes to Lopes. Negro to the windup, and the pitch on the way. Breaking ball, that's low, ball 2. There have been no extra base hits in the game. The Dodgers with 3 singles. Guerrero's ball was hit a little too sharply in the 6th inning to allow Mundy to go to 3rd from first base on the hit. It's a drive into center field, and Scott's going to have to go for this one, and it's going to be over his head and go to the wall. Here goes Lopes around first. He's around second and holding with a double. So Davey Lopes opens up the 7th inning with a double to center field. So Davey's on there now, and let's see if we can get him around with Landreau, who singled his last time coming on, then Baker and Garvey. So Lopes hit that one over the head of Scott in center field, and now the bullpen gets busy again for the Astros. Sam Vito and Billy Smith are going to start throwing now. So Lopes doubles to start the inning here in the 7th. Dave Smith's going to throw down there, and Billy Smith's going to be as the backup man to protect the pitchers for warming up with their back to the play. Landreau grounded out, fly to left, and single. Lopes opens up the 7th inning, and it goes back to the 6th inning now when the Dodgers left the bases loaded. And Royce made the last out. They might have had a big inning going had Royce been able to get on base. And he almost did, but the ball was just on the inside corner. All right, the Dodgers have another shot at him now as they play in the 7th inning. Here's the look and the pitch on the way. Taken outside and high, ball 1. So the knuckleball misses time. Here comes Mel Wright, the pitching coach. He's going to go out and find out about Negro, who has been really doing a high wire act. And while we have the meeting at the mound, let's pause for station identification. This is the Los Angeles Dodgers Radio Network.
Today, following Dodger Talk, join psychiatrist Dr. David Viscott from 4:05 to 7 p.m. on Talk Radio 79, KABC Los Angeles.
So the Dodgers have had men on base in every inning but the 4th, and still haven't scored. Feel really frustrated here in the Dome. Now with Landreau and Baker to follow, they're trying to put the slug to Negro. But it's been that story all afternoon, and he's been doggedly holding on. All right, Pujols down to give a sign. Landreau waiting, ball 1 count. Cedeno's up in case the bunt is on. And now Howe comes up at third base, so the figure the Dodgers might be playing for the 1 run in the ball game, and 1 might be it. So we'll see if Landreau is going to bunt. He was taking the first time. Here's the look, and the pitch. He's around the bunt, gets it down third base, waits a dandy. Here's Negro's play to first base, and it is just in time. So Landreau gets it down and gets Lopes over to third. So on the sacrifice, Negro throws out Landreau at first base as Cedeno backed up to take the throw. And now the Dodgers have a runner at third base with Baker coming on. He has walked, singled, and flied out to right. So the Dodgers have got only one run last night on the home run by Garvey. Now trying to get something here against Niekro, and the Astros apparently will play the infield in with one man out in the seventh inning. All right, Garvey on deck. And it's up to Baker now to try to get him home from third base. Dusty had 49 RBIs during the regular year. No score, and we're in the seventh inning, top half. Lopes on third, opened up with a double, took third on the sacrifice bunt by Landreau. Here's Baker now, and Niekro trying to wiggle out of another corner. The pitch on the way to Dusty. Knuckleball high, 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 the count. Garvey on deck. Infield drawn in, Lopes down the line of third. Niekro, hands on his knees, working out of a stretch to Baker. Here's the look, and here's the pitch on the way. Bouncing ball to third. They'll hold the runner. The throw to first in time. So Niekro gets a very, very big out as he gets Baker to ground to third. And Lopes has to stay at third base as Howe throws out Baker. And the batter will be Garvey, who is 0 for 3 today. Grounded out, fouled out, and flied to center. So Niekro about to get away again if he can get by Garvey. As Baker grounded out, couldn't get the ball in the air. All right, Garvey will be the hitter with Mundy on deck. And it's still no score in the top of the seventh inning, and how frustrating can it be for the Dodgers? Have all these chances and still not dead home plate. Oh, that's got to make you tear your hair out. And in this ball game, one might be enough the way Royce is pitching and the way Niekro's pitching. All right, Garvey waiting. They play the infield back now, of course, and Garvey takes the knuckleball for a strike. Lopes to third. Now to stay alert in case one should get by Pujols. All right, strike one count. Garvey at bat had 64 runs batted in for the Dodgers. Here's the look, and the 0-1 pitch on the way to Garvey. Strike two. Oh, the knuckleball. All right, 0-2 to Garvey in the seventh inning. Lopes on at third, opened up with a double. They sacrificed him to third. And Baker couldn't get him in, and Garvey now is deep in a hole, 0-2. They'll tear down the house if Garvey makes out. You can bet on that. No score in the seventh inning. And Niekro, wandering around behind the rubber, goes to the rosin sack. Strike two count to Garvey. Mundy on deck. Here's the pitch. Bouncing foul for the Dodger dugout. Count holding it. He got another knuckleball. Strike two. So steady diet of knuckleballs to Garvey. Trying to time one and flare it somewhere. Oh, and 2 outs, runner on third base. 9 men have been stranded already for the Dodgers. And Garvey's back in there again. Here's the 0-2 look in the pitch. Bouncing ball to shortstop in the hole. Bonds, long throw. Inside. Again, and the Dodgers have left 10 men on and haven't scored. Going to the bottom of the seventh, Dodgers nothing, Astros nothing.
It's all over, and once again, Farmer John was a big winner at the recently concluded California State Fair. 23 Farmer John products were awarded a Consumer Reaction Medallion. Moreover, 23 is also the number of products Farmer John entered for taste testing. So once more, as so routinely in the past, Farmer John had a perfect record. The purpose of the Consumer Reaction Awards program at the fair is to determine the taste appeal of individual food products. Judging is impartial. Products are coded so as not to reveal their brand names, and voting by secret ballot. The judges are visitors to the fair, consumers like you. Each product tasted by a minimum of 600 of these fair-goer judges. Only if it receives a favorable response from 95% or more of them is it awarded a medallion. Again, all 23 Farmer John products entered at the recent California State Fair won a medallion. Well, it's just another reason to keep the name Farmer John in mind when you shop your favorite food store.
Well, for the Dodgers, a steady and frustration in a game that they must win to really keep it going. And the 6th and the 7th innings, a case in point. Bases loaded in the 6th inning, and they couldn't do it. Leadoff double, and the runner going to third on a sacrifice in the 7th inning. And the right guy's up there. Baker grounds out, Garvey grounds out, and that's all. So Niekro has escaped once more. The Dodgers have left 10 men on. They've had 7 hits. Still no score, and now it'll be Scott, Cruz, and Cedeno, the very heart of the Astro order, as they go to play in the 7th inning, and this might be a tough inning for Royce. He has pitched very well. He retired the first 13 men in a row before giving up a walk to Cedeno. Then a fly out, then an infield hit, then 2 more outs and a single to center. All right. The Dodgers really feel like they are jinxed here by now, I'm sure. Here's the pitch on the way to Scott, and it's a swing and a miss, strike 1. 0-1 to Scott, starting more the curveball. Tony, switch hitter, batting from the right side, has grounded out and struck out. The Dodgers really got to be kicking themselves now. They've had several good chances to KO Niekro and put this game in the old icebox. Here's the 0-1 pitch on the way. He wanted to bunt, let it go by, and it's a little high, 1-1. Game 3 at Dodger Stadium Friday afternoon at 1:05. 1 ball, 1 strike. Beginning the bottom of the 7th inning, the pitch to Scott. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Good fastball. Cruz on deck, and Cedeno after that. They're in the 7th inning at Montreal, and the Expos lead 3-1 over the Phillies. All right, a 1-2 count to Scott, batting from the right side. The pitch. Bouncing ball to third. Guerrero up for it. Makes his play to Garvey in time. We have 1 down in the 7th inning. That'll bring on Cruz, who has grounded out twice. Jose hitting .267. Okay, Cruz at bat with Cedeno to follow. One out in the 7th inning. Royce, who had them blank in Los Angeles until the 9th inning, trying to do it again, but Cruz flat to center field, a base hit. So Jose is on with a 1-out single to center. That's the 3rd hit of the game of Jerry Royce, and brings on Cedeno. Cruz, the last several years, did a lot of base running, but this year, not much. 5 times he's been successful, 7 times he has been caught. Cedeno at bat has tried to center and walk. That is only the 3rd hit allowed by Jerry Royce. The Dodgers play the infield up a step or 2 and double play depth. Cedeno is a hard man to double up. He runs pretty well, but on the other hand, he sometimes hits the ball very hard. Here's a throw to first base, and Cruz back on the bag. We'll see if Burton has a running game in mind for Cruz, or maybe a hit-and-run play here with Cedeno. All right, 1 out, 1 on, bottom of the 7th, and no score. Here's a look. And the pitch to Cedeno, fouled away. He had a big rip. Strike 1. Well, you get that eerie feeling after watching the Dodgers being turned back and blunted at every try that this is a ball game they're going to have a tough time winning. They might wind up short. 10 men left on. Strike 1 count to Cedeno. Royce set. The look at Cruz. And the pitch to the plate. Foul away, out of play, strike 2. Royce is not a strikeout pitcher. He has struck out only 1. He has walked 1. He is a location pitcher. Tries to spot that ball where it's tough for the hitters. A 3-hitter so far, and he had him no-hitted into the 5th inning with 2 out. Cedeno at bat. Made a base-running boo-boo back in the 5th inning. Now he's in a hole at 0-2. Here's the look. The check and the pitch. Just inside. Pushed him back off the plate with that one. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-2. No score, last of the 7th inning. Big crowd wanting to break loose here in the Dome. Now Royce up with the arms to look over and a throw over there, and Cruz is back on the bag. One ball and 2 strikes. All right, Jerry thinking over his pitches, working on Cedeno. Cruz with a short lead. And the pitch, there he goes, swinging a miss toward the second base is too high. Cedeno strikes out, but with Cruz running, Scioscia's throw was high. So stolen base for Cruz as Royce gets his second strikeout. The Cruz at second base, time called now with Howe at bat and Thon to follow. Laporta's going to go to the mound, and I imagine the subject is, do you pitch to Howe or to Thon? He's going to leave it up to Royce, apparently. But Scioscia's throw was high and late. As the ball was foul, tipped into the glove of Scioscia. That might have had something to do with getting off a high throw. All right. That meeting is over quickly, and we'll see what the decision is. Howe has flied out and popped out, and he's a dangerous hitter, but so is Thon, who's on deck. And we'll see how the Dodgers go with it now. You pitch to the veteran or to the rookie. And Scioscia will tell us they'll pitch to the rookie. Howe will get an intentional walk. So Thon will be the hitter. Thon the last time with Cedeno on second, grounded to the left side, and Russell in the hole made a dive at the ball and stopped it. Thon got a base hit, but Cedeno ran right through the stop sign at third base and was an easy out at the plate as Russell threw down to Scioscia to get him. So Thon had the infield hit, but the base-running boo-boo by Cedeno ended the inning. All right, Howe draws the intentional walk, and Thon will be the batter. He grounded out and had the infield hit. Dickie Thon, 5 hits in 18 at-bats against the Dodgers. And in the time that he's played during the regular season, Thon has hit 274. He was in 49 games, 95 at-bats. He had 3 runs batted in. So the Dodgers elect to go against Thon, the youngster, after walking the veteran Art Howe. All right, there are 2 outs. And the runner at second base, Cruz, has pretty good speed. Last of the 7th inning. And Thon is the batter. Dickie Thon, former Angel. Here's the look and the pitch. Ground ball to Garvey. Knocks it down. Up with it to Royce. High throw, got him. Great play by the Dodgers. Garvey diving for the ball and then threw from his knees. And it's a good thing that Royce is 6'6", as he came across the bag to take a high throw and get Thon for the out. Good play to close him out in the 7th. No runs and a hit. There were 2 left on. We'll go to the 8th in a moment with a score. 0-0.
Hey, truckers, Datsun's driven to deliver the goods with something you won't find in any other compact pickup. Room. I'm talking about the one and only Datsun King Cab GL. Roomiest compact pickup going. And it's going good. The King Cab has so much room in its plush interior you can recline the bucket seats for comfort. Behind those buckets, 2 jump seats and cargo storage. And no full-size half-tonner beats King Cab for gas mileage. EPA estimated 25 mpg, 33 highway with 5 speed. Use 25 for comparison. Your mileage may differ. Highway mileage will probably be less. 25. How's that for going good?
Men and women who make the news and affect our lives. Members of the Cabinet, the House, and Senate. Hello, I'm Michael Jack.
Jackson. Join me on KABC from 9:05 to 1 for exciting talk radio with politicians and authors, criminals and crusaders, scientists and stars. They're always here. You can count on it. Monday to Saturday, 9:05 to 1. Michael Jackson on Talk Radio 79, KABC, Los Angeles.
Well, this has been some series up to now. No score in this game. The Astros winning last night 3-1 on a 2-out ninth-inning home run by Ashby in a classic duel between Valenzuela and Ryan, and this one today is even better. 3 hits for the Astros, 7 hits for the Dodgers, and they've been turned back consistently. Here's Mundy at bat, has 1 for 3 with Guerrero and Socia to follow. And Necro with bullpen activity behind him, now ready to go here to Mundy. Good play by Garvey to take possibly a base hit away from Thorne, and then his throw was a high, and Royce saved it, coming across the bag. Just in time to get the speedy infielder going down. All right, Mundy at bat had 11 home runs on the year, and Necro's ready to go to him. Here's the windup and the pitch on the way to Mo. Popped up foul, that's going to be on the screen. Strike 1. Right in the boot. Be alive, Ross. That ball took a soft hop off the screen and come right into Ross's lap. Baseball souvenir for one of the broadcasters. Strike 1 to Mundy. All right, Mo waiting. Necro leads the staff in home runs allowed, which is often the case of a knuckleball pitcher, an off-speed pitcher. Mundy with 11 home runs on the year. But this is a big, big ballpark. All right, Mo waiting. And Necro ready to pitch on the way. Down low for a ball, and the count is 1-1. 3 walks, 4 strikeouts for Necro. No score in the 8th inning. By the game here, Montreal leading the Phillies 3-1 in the 8th. Mundy, a pop fly at shortstop. Dickie Thorne waits for this one and makes the catch. So 1 away in the 8th inning, and the batter will be Guerrero, who looped a single into right field in the 6th inning. He's 1 out of 3. Socia on deck. Necro was who won the big one for the Astros last year against the Dodgers in Dodger Stadium. Trying to win a big one here before the series goes back to Dodger Stadium, and the Astros hoping to celebrate again in Los Angeles for the 3rd time in 2 years. They want to pop the champagne in Dodger Stadium. They've already done it once this year, last weekend when they clinched the division. Second half, here's a bouncer fouled into the Dodger dugout, strike 1. 0-1 the count to Guerrero. Pedro, 12 home runs, 48 RBIs, never hit one in a long time. On deck is Mike Socia and then Billy Russell. Here's a look now, and the pitch on the way. Foul to the far end of the Dodger dugout. They might be thinking of a hitter for Russell because Darrell Thomas has gone down to the bullpen to play catch warming up, indicating that if you're looking ahead, if they got somebody on there and needed a left-hand bat, they would go to Reggie or Johnstone in Russell's spot. But the Dodgers have really been turned back at every opportunity. They've had plenty of chances today, still haven't been able to cash any in. All right, Guerrero waiting. Here's the look, and here's the pitch. Inside, almost hit him with a knuckleball. 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lopes led off the 7th inning with a double. They bunted him to 3rd, and Baker and Garvey couldn't pick him up. All right, 1-2 reading. Once again, the windup and the pitch to Pedro. Knuckleball low, ball 2, 2-2. 2-2 the count. Eighth inning and no score. Here's the look and here's the pitch. Outside all the way to the backstop. Ball 3. Where was that pitch when the Dodgers needed it? Back with the bases loaded or Lopes on 3rd. All right, a 3-2 count to Guerrero. Steve Howe now goes to the bullpen. And you can read Tommy's mind. He's thinking he might have to hit for Royce if he gets down there and needs the run. Had to have a hitter. He might have to go to it just as he did last night. He had to hit for Valenzuela to try to get something going in the ninth inning. All right, it's 3-2. Guerrero waiting. And here's the payoff pitch. Fly ball to left field. He hit it pretty deep. Back for it goes Cruz. He's on the warning track, and he's got it. A long out to left field for Pedro Guerrero. Cruz went all the way to the warning track to haul it down. The ballpark is just too big for the home run hitters. And so two away, here's Socia at bat. Single, fouled out and fly to left. So Mike is 1 for 3 today. He's hit some long outs in this park. But it's just too big. 340 down the line. And about 8 or 10 feet up the wall to the orange stripe. 406 to straightaway center. And you just can't hit a knuckleball that far. It's impossible. Here's a knuckleball down low, 1 ball and no strike. Garvey hit a Ryan fastball, which is a different story, to the top of the center field fence for a home run last night. But you really have to jump all over it. Now the 1-0 pitch on the way. Socia drive to center field, and Scott's coming up for this one. He's there and makes the catch. The Dodgers go quietly in the 8th. 1, 2, 3. Go to the bottom half of the moment with a score, 0-0. A change. Darrell Thomas comes into the ball game, but he's going to be in right field. So Thomas will replace Mundy in right field. Mundy, of course, been playing on a bad foot. And Darrell will go in here now for defensive purposes in the bottom of the 8th inning. And that's the only change. As the Astros start off with Pujols, Negro spot, and then the top of the order. Well, another good crowd. Not quite what we had last night, but not too far from it. 42,398. So, a good crowd to watch the Dodgers and the Astros in both games here. As Royce now warms up, ready to go to Pujols, and Negro standing out on deck. Well, it'll be up to Royce to try to keep that first man off base so they can't use Negro to bunt and get something going here in the bottom of the 8th inning. So Royce ready to go. Jerry had 2 shutouts this year. He missed another one in the 9th inning against the Astros at Dodger Stadium last time out. Here's Pujols, grounded out and flat out in 2 trips. This ball game rolling right down to the late innings, still no score. Dodgers have left 10 men on. The Astros have left 4. 7 hits to 3. Dodgers leading in that column. Here's the look and the pitch to Pujols. A drive to the left field along the line, foul, way down in the corner. They got that inside pitch that pulled it away foul, did Pujols, who had only 1 home run all year. And he hit that one almost far enough. But it was fouled by plenty. The count. Royce has yielded 6 home runs on the year. Negro has yielded 8. But the difference is that Negro pitches here half the time. The 0-1 pitch. Grounded foul to the Dodger dugout. Strike 2. 0-2 the count. Nothing in 2. So Royce trying to get the first hitter out of here. Now the pitch. Struck him out. A swing and a miss, and down goes Pujols. Third strikeout for Royce. And the batter will be Niekro. Royce is due to bat second when the Dodgers bat in the ninth inning. And Niekro is done. Gary Woods is going to bat for Niekro. So in the eighth inning, Niekro will go out for a hitter. And we'll have one of two right-handers. Smith and LaCourty are throwing. Now Rule is down there, along with LaCourty. And Woods will be the hitter. Gary Woods coming on. Gary out of the Santa Barbara area. In 54 games, he hit .209, and as a pinch hitter, 3 for 15 with 3 runs batted in. Gary Woods. One out in the eighth inning. Niekro, a strong game, but he got away with leaving 10 men on there behind him. 8 innings, no runs, 7 hits, 4 strikeouts, and 3 walks. Here's Woods at bat. And the pitch from Royce. Ground ball to shortstop. Russell awaits for a big hop, throws, and gets him 2 away. So 2 up and 2 down, and the batter now will be Terry Poole. Poole has singled in 3 at-bats. Rule is warming up, and Rule was penciled in as a possible starter on Saturday. You'd almost expect Ryan to come back on Saturday now if Rule gets into the game today. LaCourty, another right-hander, warming up down there. Here's the look in the pitch. Curve is in there to Terry Poole, strike 1. The Dodgers, a predominantly right-hand hitting club, so the opposition likes to use right-hand pitchers, and also they can keep Sambito in reserve. Fastball low, 1-1. Sambito, a lefty, is one of the best pitchers in relief in the league. All right, a 1-ball, 1-strike count with 2 out. Left-hander Poole waiting at the plate. Here's Royce with the pitch on the way. He got a strike on the outside corner, 1 and 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. A 1 and 2 reading to Poole, left-hand hitter. Jerry Royce, another magnificent outing, but so far he's even. There's a ground ball to shortstop. Russell comes up, makes an out-balance throw, and gets him to retire the side in order in the 8th inning. So they're all gone in the 8th. We'll go to the 9th in a moment with a score, 0-0. Travel passes twice as fast when you fly Western nonstop to Phoenix or Denver. Western has the most nonstops to Phoenix, 6 to choose from every day. Conveniently scheduled when you want to go. To Denver, there are 3 daily nonstops. Plus, on all Western flights to Denver, you'll enjoy full service featuring meals or snacks and complimentary champagne for adults.
Umpire Al Specs Melnow.
Where are you?
Right next to you.
Oh, right, there you are.
Specs is an umpire you're called on to make some pretty tough decisions, right?
Right, and I always call them like I see them.
Even when getting a loan, Specs?
Well, that's an easy call, Clint. When I need money, I always call Union Home Loan.
Well, they arrange more loans than any other home loan brokerage firm.
Right. If you're a homeowner, chances are the equity you've built up is all the borrowing power you need at Union Home Loan.
Sounds real easy. Just look for Union Home Loans in the white pages, right?
Well, for me, that's the tough part.
Of course it is.
Hey, where'd you go?
I'm still here, Specs.
Who said that? Let's pause for station identification. This is the Los Angeles Dodgers Radio Network.
Today, following Dodger Talk, join psychiatrist Dr. David Viscott from 4:05 to 7 p.m. on Talk Radio 79, KABC Los Angeles.
Dave Smith gets the call out of the bullpen, and LaCourty continues to warm up, and Rule stops. So Smith coming on to make his 43rd appearance out of the bullpen for Houston. 5 wins, 3 losses, and 8 saves, and an earned run average of 2.7. Pitching to Billy Russell. Here's the pitch to Billy. in their first strike, 0-1. So after a steady diet of knuckleballs for 8 innings, the Dodgers now must look at sliders and fastballs from Smith with Royce out on deck. Here's the look and the pitch to Russell. Fly ball foul out of play, strike 2. Royce apparently is going to stay in. No one throwing in the Dodger bullpen. And Royce is out on deck swinging a bat. He struck out 3 times, and the last time with the bases loaded in the 6th inning was really costly. Russell in the hole, 0-2. Smith into the windup. Dave delivers, and it's high with a slider, 1-2. Smith, of course, from the San Diego area. He's been doing a good job for the last couple of years with the Astros as their right-hand stopper. The 1-2 pitch on the way to Russell. Looked over shortstop, and Thorne goes back, makes the catch for the out. So Billy Russell hit one off the end of the bat and thumbed it into left field. But Thorne able to go back and flag it down just before it sailed over his head. One away, and Royce the batter. Jerry coming on has struck out 3 times. Twice with runners on base. No score. We're in the 9th inning. Well, pitching was supposed to dominate this series, and it sure has up to now. Fastball to Royce for a strike. 0-1 to Jerry. Davey Lopes on deck, and Landreau to follow. 0-1 count. Now the pitch on the way. Curve strike, 0-2. When the Astros bat in the bottom of the 9th, they're at the top of the order. Garner, Scott, and Cruz against Royce. The 0-2 pitch, outside for a ball. Tried to get him with a curve on the corner, but he missed it. 1-2 to Royce. Dave Smith to the windup, and here's the pitch. Outside, ball 2, 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. They play Royce to left field. Here's the pitch. Struck him out for the 4th time. Royce goes down on strike. So it's away. Davey Lopes will be the batter, followed by Landreau. 2 down, and now the Dodgers have had 8 men in a row retired after Lopes doubled to lead off the 7th inning. They sacrificed with Landreau, but Baker grounded to infield, and so did Garvey, to cut down that possibility after the Dodgers had left the bases loaded in the 6th inning. So Lopes is 2 for 4 in the ball game. And Davey trying to get something against Smith, the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Dave has a good sinker. The Dodgers have been flailing away. They've really been in a hitting slump ever since Say left the lineup. Now the 0-1 pitch. Curve low for a ball, and the count is 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 9th inning with 2 out. Nobody on base, and Lopes is the batter. Here's the pitch to him. Chopped at the plate, foul. A ball and 2 strikes to Davey. He hit one over the head of center fielder Scott in the 7th inning. One ball, 2 strikes, and 2 men out. Negro, 8 innings, no runs. Royce has worked 8 innings, no runs, but he's got a big one to go. And he still might wind up with a tie. Here's the windup, and the pitch on the way to Davey. Struck him out. Well, Smith comes in and makes it easy against the Dodgers. 1, 2, 3. And we'll go down to the bottom of the 9th. No score.
Bill Cosby here. Maybe you've seen me on TV talking about all the colas that have done taste tests and challenges and comparisons and stuff, comparing themselves to Coca-Cola. One cola tried it, then another cola tried it, then another cola tried it, and another one cola is still at it, still comparing themselves to Coca-Cola. Now, why do you think they do that? Maybe it's because what they're trying to be is what Coca-Cola is, the real thing. Yeah, because that's real refreshment, and that's real deliciousness. Yes, and Coca-Cola is the one that makes me smile. And it seems to me that we can use a lot more smiles in this world. Why don't you start one up right now? Open up an ice-cold Coke. Have a Coke and a smile. That's nice. I can hear you smiling. Yes, I can, sure. Have a Coke and a... Sounds like this. Smile, a Coke and a smile. Makes me feel good.
Garner, Scott, and Cruz coming on. Davey Lopes made the last out by striking out. Back in the third inning, Lopes, while diving back to the bag, hurt his wrist a little bit. And he seemed to hurt it again when he struck at that last one. So Beulah was out to see about him, but Davey's on the field anyway. Since that time, he didn't hit a double, so apparently, if he felt any pain, it came as a reoccurrence. Okay, Royce will go to the bottom of the ninth inning, and he's tied 0-0. And mine revolved right down to the bullpen now. As Smith came in and did a great job getting the Dodgers in order, striking out 2 of the 3. Here's Garner at bat. He is 0 for 3 today. And now the Dodgers, of course, are vulnerable again as we're in the bottom of the ninth inning. And they have no recourse if the Astros score a run. They're done. Delivers a strike to Garner, and it's going to be Stewart and Howe warming up, and Castillo serving as the backup man to keep him getting hit by balls get down there. Bullpens are on the sidelines here. The 0-1 pitch to Garner. Ground ball hit up the middle. Base hit. So Garner opens up the ninth inning with a single to center, and that brings on Scott, who will get verbal instructions from the third base coach, Don Luppert. The Astros come piling off the bench to have a look. They're beginning to feel it now because the Dodgers really felt cinched in the whole ball game, leaving 10 men on through the first 7. And now here's Scott at bat, and they look for the bunt. Here's the pitch. He's around a bunt, takes a strike, 0-1. The on-deck hitter is Cruz, and then Cedeno. So Royce has a lot of work to do. He's pitched a brilliant ball game of 4 hitters. But all he can show for it is 0. He's even right now. All right, Scott squares the bunt, the pitch inside for ball, and the count is 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, bottom of the ninth. Pitch is butted in the air. Garvey makes a diving catch. Oh, what a play by Garvey. Garvey, a diving catch on the bunt. Oh, he made a sensational play. Bunt, line drive to Steve, and he came charging down the line and made a dive and caught it just in fair territory. That'll bring on Cruz, who has 1 for 3 in the game. So the bunt is lined to Garvey. A diving catch on the ball on the first base side. 1 out. Garner had to scamper back to the bag. Cruz at bat. Dodgers get a double play there. But Boyd now goes up to the arm to look. And here's the pitch. Too high for a ball. Have to watch Garner at first base. He's stolen 10 bases and been caught 8 times for the year. Strike count. Royce ready. Go to first. Not quite in time. He almost had him going. You could almost feel that they had a play on there as Royce threw over, and Garner just did react and get back. One ball and no strikes to the left-hand hitting Jose Cruz. Royce with a look in the pitch. Too high. Drives him back out of there. Ball 2. 2-0. Bottom of the ninth inning. No score. Second game. The Dodgers trying to keep them being boxed into a real deep hole. They'd hate to go back home 2 games down. All right, 2-0 the count. Garner leading away. The pitch. Too low. Ball 3. It was Bedlam last night here in the ninth inning. It's starting to be Bedlam here in the ninth inning this afternoon. In the ninth inning. Garner leading away. 1 out. Royce ready to work. To Jose Cruz, 3-0. Here's the look. Here it is. Strike, 3-1. Royce has walked 2, 1 intentional. The intentional walk was to Howe in the 7th inning. Unintentional walk to Cedeno in the 5th. Deep hole on the left side as Guerrero guards the line. A throw to first, and Garner's back on the bag. He would hope not to create the unpardonable sin of being picked off in a spot like this. But Garner, a pretty good lead, but he's cautious with it. He's ready to go back to the bag. And then he moved it by Royce. 3-1 to Cruz. Here it is. Ground ball to right field. Base hit. Here's Thomas up with the ball, and Garner will stop at second. As Cruz grounds a single to right, and that brings up Cedeno. Runners at first and second with 1 out. Cedeno, the batter, with Howe to follow. 1 away in the 9th inning. Tommy Lasorda will come to the mound now. He has Stewart, the right-hander, Howe, the left-hander, and Royce has pitched a strong game on the mound, and Tommy will go to talk to him. Big decision for Lasorda. He said, "How do you feel, Jerry?" You read his lips as you walked out there. And I think he's going to leave him in there. He said, "Hang in there, big guy. Go get him. Hang tough." That's what it's been for the Dodger pitchers lately, hang tough. Because they've not had any runs to work on. Or they've had a real scarcity of offense. So here's Royce to pitch to Cedeno, who always seems to rise to the occasion against the Dodgers. Garner opened the inning with a single. Cruz with 1 out single. The failure to get the runner over on the bunt by Scott at least prolongs the game. We'll see how long. Garner might easily have scored on the ball that hit by Cruz to right field. All right, Cedeno at that. Dodgers would like to get a double play ball from him. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Cedeno struck out his last time, up flat out and walked. All right, Cedeno at bat. Howe due to follow. No score last of the 9th inning, and the Astros have something going. 2 on. 1 out. Here's the look. Here's the pitch. Ground ball. Foul outside of third, and just foul. Well, if that ball hugs the line, there's no way that Guerrero can get to it because he's playing off the line. Strike 2 to Cedeno. A little conference now. Sochi goes to the mound. 1 out on the 9th. The Dodgers losing last night 2-1. Scored only 5 runs here in the last 5 games. Okay, strike 2 to Cedeno. We'll see how Royce does it now. CC waiting. Here's the stretch and the look, and the pitch on the way. Ground ball foul. Third base way to the far end of the Dodger dugout. So Cedeno bounces 1 foul. Guerrero close to the line, but deep on the line now. Cedeno last night hit one right over the bag with Guerrero playing up close. He couldn't handle it. 0-2 the count to Cesar Cedeno. Jerry Royce, really a struggle. A big battle with Jerry today. 0-2 the count. Here's the look, and here's the pitch. Foul into the Dodger dugout. Up on top. That one almost fielded by one of the Dodger directors, Rollie Seidler, in the Dodger box. Rollie, his wife Terry, and Peter O'Malley, and his wife Annette sitting right there where that ball came into the box. Socha again out to talk to Royce. Cedeno, a tough man in the clutch. 271 average, 5 home runs, 34 runs batted in. All right, an 0-2 count. That's Royce now. Trying to get Cedeno for a big out here. Here's the pitch. Just inside. Ball 1-2. Boy, it's sweaty palms time now. The Dodgers can't afford to give up a run. Go home 2 games down, they would really be in a corner. All right, 1-2 with 1 out. Here's the look now. Royce ready to pitch. Popped up on the first base side. Garvey should have a play near the dugout. He's got it. And there are two away as Cedeno fouls out. That will bring up Art Howe, who is a dangerous hitter, to say the least. Popped up, flat out, and was intentionally walked. Now the best hitter on the Astros this year with a .296 average. So Jerry Royce, boy, what a great year he's had, and he's in a tough one today. He's pitched so very, very well most of the time. 10 wins, 4 losses. Great earned run average. No score in the ninth, and Howe is the batter, and here's the look, and here's the pitch. Ground ball to Guerrero. He's up with it. He runs for the bag and beats Garner. The out is recorded there. A good play as Howe hit a sharp ground ball to third, and Guerrero made a run to the bag and beat Garner, who was trying to slide in there head first and beat him. So we'll go to overtime in the ninth inning. No runs and 2 hits. We'll go to the 10th in a moment, and it's Dodgers nothing, Astros nothing.
You know, friends, one of the nice things about living in California in the West is the fact there's so much to see and do, and it's great fun to just get in the car and go places. So right here, I'd like to suggest an attraction that's perfect for the entire family. For example, there's Marineland, where you can see all sorts of fascinating aquatic life, and while you're at Marineland, don't miss this very unique Union Oil Center, where sick or injured sea creatures are given proper treatment. And when you're going places for the weekend, a Union 76 credit card is a great convenience, because you can charge gasoline, motor oil, tires, batteries, why, even accessories like fuses and windshield wiper blades. In fact, come to think of it, you can charge almost anything you need for your automobile. And remember, you can get a Union 76 credit card application at any Union 76 station. So whatever you do, take advantage of this great part of the country. But stop in at Union 76 soon and go with the spirit of 76.
In the ball game, and boy, this has been some series. The Dodgers and the Astros have really put on some great shows, and of course the Astros, almost a repeat of what they went through last year, and their last 9 games that they played were just about the same. They lost the 3 in Los Angeles and won the playoff, and went into the series against Philadelphia with about 3 or 4 extra inning ball games before bowing to the Phillies, and they've had a lot of this too. But Art Howe scorched one to third, and Guerrero, rather than throwing the ball, ran to the bag to beat Garner. Final score, Montreal with Rogers beat Philadelphia 3-1, and that's a big plus as they beat the Phillies 8th, and the Phillies pitching might be a little thin for the rest of that series. Here's Landreau now to face Dave Smith as we play in the bottom of the top of the 10th inning, and no score. Dave got the side out in order in the 9th. Landreau has 1 hit and sacrificed once. Baker on deck to pitch on the way to Kenny, taken outside and high, ball 1. Steve Howe throwing alone in the Dodger bullpen now. It'll be Landreau, Baker, Garvey, and then Darrell Thomas. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Popped up on the left side. And Howe angling down the line in foul territory. Makes the catch for the out. So Landreau fouls out to third baseman Art Howe. Here's Dusty Baker. Walked, singled, flat out, and grounded out. And the ground out came at the worst time. It came with Lopes at third base and 1 out in the 7th inning. Dusty grounded 1 to third base, so he couldn't get the run in. So Baker back, no score, 10th inning. Don't know how much longer that Royce is going to be able to go. Howe is throwing in the bullpen now. Negro went 8 innings and came out for a hitter in the 8th. All right, Baker at bat, 1 out of 3. Garvey on deck and Thomas to follow. Dusty takes a strike on a slider, 0-1. Dave Smith coming in out of the pen, 5 wins, 3 losses. Done a very good job. Astros are sound and pitching all the way through. Baker looks at a breaking ball, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. They have good starters, good depth in the bullpen. 1-1 count with 1 out. Here's Smith to the windup, the pitch to Dusty. Foul, nubbed it off the end of the bat, rolled it down the first base side into the dugout. Strike 2, ball 1. Dusty got just a piece of that breaking ball, nubbed it away foul. The Dodgers will be home this evening about 5 to 5.5 hours after the game is our best guess. I had a 1-2 count to Baker. Here's the look in the pitch. In the dirt. Ball 2-2-2. Art Howe is guarding the third baseline. Cedeno is deep at first. Outfield deployed almost straight away. A slight gap on Baker in right center and on the right field line. Fon is playing at the rim of the outfield. The white line that separates the infield from the outfield. Garner's also playing back. He's behind the line on the right side. So they can play deep on AstroTurf. Ball comes to the infield is pretty fast. And with a good arm, they can take another step or two back defensively. I had a 2-2 pitch to Baker. Foul back upstairs. Count holding at 2-2. No score in the 10th inning. The Dodgers left 10 men on base, including 3 in the 6th inning when they had their best shot. And it was very close. Royce was called out on strikes on a 3-2 pitch. That's how close it came. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Baker. Fly ball to center field. Scott right there, angling in a few steps. Makes the catch, and we have 2 away. Dave Smith has retired 5 men in a row. When the Astros bat in the bottom of the 10th, they're due to send up Fon, Pujols, and Smith. Here is Garvey at bat, 0 for 4. Grounded out in the 7th inning with Lopes at third. That was the 3rd out of the inning. And it took a good play by Fon that time to take a base hit away from Garvey. So the Dodgers have had their chances, to say the least, and the Astros have had only a couple. All right, Garvey at bat, 0 for 4. Darrell Thomas on deck. He replaced Mundy defensively. Garvey swings at a breaking ball, strike 1. The Dodgers haven't done a thing since the 6th inning, aside from Lopes' leadoff double. They've had nothing going at all. Just like a water faucet, they've been turned off. The 0-1 pitch to Garvey. Down low, ball 1-1-1. So great pitching in the series. Valenzuela and Ryan last night, and Ryan getting the nod over reliever Dave Stewart. Today, Royce and Necro, still nothing, and Smith has taken it up for the Astros, and he's allowed nothing. One ball, 1 strike to Garvey. 10 home runs in the regular season and 1 last night against Ryan. Here's the pitch, 1-1. Garvey bounces it foul into the Dodger dugout. Strike 2, ball 1 to Garvey. If the Dodgers go home down by 2, they will really have their work cut out for them, despite the fact that they beat the Astros 5 out of 6 at Dodger Stadium and led in that 6th game last Sunday. But that won't mean a thing when the championship series comes rolling around. They really desperately need to go home even. All right, a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Garvey backs out a moment, and Dave Smith ready to work to him. Ahead on the count, the windup, and here it is. High with a fastball. 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes with 2 out. All right, Garvey waiting again. Here's the payoff pitch to him. Bounce foul, third base way, trickling to the Dodger dugout. So the count to Garvey, 2-2. Darrell Thomas out on deck. Another good crowd on hand, 42,398 in attendance today after 44,000 last night. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Garvey. Ground ball up the middle, and Fon can't get it. It's a base hit for Garvey. So Garvey singled just beyond the reach of Fon, hit number 8 for the Dodgers, and here's Darrell Thomas up for the first time today. Darrell getting a chance to swing the bat left-handed. That's his best side. 258 average from the left side and 248 average overall. Darrell with 4 home runs, 3 as a left-hand batter. And of course here in this big ballpark, you don't look home run. All you want Darrell to do is get on base and maybe let Guerrero get a base hit and get Garvey home. So Darrell will come on now in the 10th. He replaced Mundy for defensive purposes and stayed in the game. Mundy running on a bad foot ever since Cincinnati. All right, Garvey at first base. Not much of a threat to steal. Throw over there by Smith, and he's back. Garvey has stolen 3 times. He's been caught 5. And usually he's running on a hit-and-run play. All right, Darrell backs out. Dodgers all around handyman. Darrell Thomas batting here in the 10th inning with no score. And Darrell waits. Here's the pitch from Smith. Taken on the corner for a strike, 0-1. Guerrero's on deck. And then Socha to follow if the Dodgers can get something going with 2 out. In the bottom of the 10th, it's the bottom of the order for the Astros. The 7, 8, and 9 hitters. 1 strike count to Thomas. Swing and a miss. He was late. Strike 2. So it is 0-2 to Darrell Thomas. Montreal beat Philadelphia 3-1. Oakland, Kansas City getting ready to go. New York plays Milwaukee tonight at Milwaukee. All right, it's 0-2. Garvey a very short lead away from Cedeno as Dave Smith, sturdy right-hander, up with the arms and the look. Here's the pitch. Foul out of play. Still an 0-2 count to Darrell. Trying to get a pitch he can handle. Drive it somewhere. Darrell has 8 extra base hits on the year, 4 doubles and 4 home runs. So you'd have to classify him as a singles hitter. The 0-2 pitch. Struck him out. Goes after a curveball and strikes out, and the Dodgers leave yet another one. And we'll go to the bottom of the 10th in a moment. No score.
Almost every section of our land is noted for one thing or another, and the section that comprises the tall corn stage back east is no exception. It's famous for raising what is generally accepted as the country's best pork. Pork that has a finer texture, firmer grain, and is superior in flavor and tenderness. Well, no doubt you already know this, but what you may not be aware of is that Farmer John uses Easton corn-fed pork exclusively, including, of course, in making his hams. Then there's the smoking of these hams, smoking as only Farmer John does it, his secret old-time Western way. And he takes his own good time at it, too, smoking his hams ever so patiently and unhurriedly. So when he finally takes them from his smokehouse, there's a wonderfully smoked, savory Western flavor right down to the last tender tidbit on the bone. Farmer John hams, Easton corn-fed pork, smoked the old-time Western way. In short, the only hams Eastonmost in quality and Westernmost in flavor. Aren't you about ready for one? Bet you are.
General admission tickets and a limited number of box seats for the National League Western Division Series games at Dodger Stadium are on sale at the Dodgers Advance Ticket Office, 1750 Stadium Way. Tickets are also available at Mutual Theater ticket agencies. The Dodgers will be playing the Houston Astros, with games this coming Friday at 1:05 p.m., Saturday at 5:15 p.m., and Sunday at 1:05 p.m. The games on Saturday and Sunday are on an if-necessary basis in the best 3 of 5 series. General admission tickets are priced at $3 each, and box seats at $10 each. For the Dodgers, Steve Howe now will take over the pitching, and we'll pause for station identification. This is the Los Angeles Dodgers Radio Network.
Today, following Dodger Talk, join psychiatrist Dr. David Viscott from 4:05 to 7 p.m. on Talk Radio 79, KABC Los Angeles.
And so the pitching now gets down to the bullpens, and Dave Smith has worked 2 innings, and Howe ready to set sail in his first inning, replacing Royce. And Dickie Thon, the batter, fouls one away, strike 1. So Thon is the hitter to lead it off against Howe. Royce, a brilliant 9 innings. No runs, 5 hits, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks. So both Niekro and Royce pitched scoreless baseball here today. Sam Beadle's in the bullpen, indicating they might hit for Smith. There's a fastball to Thon, and it's high, ball 1. Howe has not been as sharp of late as he was earlier. He is appearing in his 42nd game, 5-3 record, earns on average 2.50. All right, the 1-1 pitch on the way to Thon, popped up foul out of play, 1-2. Technically, the averages have stopped at the end of the regular season. Postseason play is not added on to the regular season averages. So Howe, to be correct, we'd say he appeared in 41 games in the regular season, and now in his first championship game. 1-2 to Thon, who's had an infield hit in 3 trips. Here's the pitch. Popped up again, foul out of play. Count holding 1-2. So Steve Howe, who was last year's Rookie of the Year coming out of the Dodger bullpen, he's made a lot of appearances this year, but lately he has not been quite as sharp. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Thon. Drive into the left field corner. This ball is going to be foul. And boy, Thon really blistered that one deep to left. So Howe might have tried to throw him a breaking ball, and he hung it. Dave Stewart is throwing leisurely in the Dodger pen. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Thon. Stambito in the pen for the Astros. The pitch on the way. A little low, ball 2, and it's 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now the look and the pitch on the way. Down low, ball 3. The Astros had the leadoff man on in the 9th inning, but Royce got out of that little jam by getting Sereno to foul out and Howe to ground out. And now Steve Howe's gone 3-2 to the leadoff man here. The pitch on the way. Ground ball deep short to the left field of base hit. So Thon opens up the 10th inning with a ground single to left. This second hit, and that'll bring on Louis Pujols, the catcher. In the 9th inning, it was a great play by Garvey on a pop-up bunt by Scott that kept the Astros from scoring. And now the bunt situation should be on again, with Howe yielding a leadoff single here in the 10th inning to Dickie Thon. He grounded one to the left side. Here's the look now. They look for the bunt. The pitch is bunted in front of the plate. And Scioscia's going to let it roll, and it goes foul. So Scioscia wisely let that ball roll foul. And they'll come back and do it again. Scioscia was looking at the spin of that ball and had a feeling that it would drift foul, which it did. So they come back to do it again. Okay, here comes Pujols back. Trying to bunt him over. A scoreless game in the last half of the 10th inning. Boy, what a 2-game series we've had here for the pitchers. The hitters haven't done so hot, but the pitching has been outstanding. And we've had a lot of good defensive plays. All right, here's Pujols. So the first base out in time. Time was out while Howe threw over there, so it didn't count. Thon getting a short lead. And Pujols waiting, strike 1 count. Dodgers look for the bunt. Here's the pitch on the way. Bunted out in front of the plate. Howe's play will go to first base. In time to Lopes, and he almost threw it away. So the sacrifice moves the winning run into second base. And we're going to have a pinch hitter. Joe Pittman is going to do the hitting. Pittman will do the hitting for Dave Smith, who worked 2 scoreless innings and allowed 1 hit to the Dodgers. Pittman will be the batter. 281 average and 4 hits in 16 at-bats as a pinch hitter in the regular season. Terry Poole on deck. Thon is at second base with the ball game in his pocket. And Pittman trying to get him home, and we'll see if the Dodgers now make a switch. With the right-hand hitter coming up, they're going to stay with Howe. They have Niedenfuhr and Stewart throwing in the 10th. All right, 1 out, 1 on at second base, and that's the big one. Here's Howe, set. Pittman waiting, right-hand batter. Here's the pitch on the way. Strike on a fastball. 0-1 the count. Steve Howe trying to get Pittman. Last of the 10th, scoreless. All right, an 0-1 0-1 count. Here's the look. Check. And the pitch on the way. Inside at the peak. 1-1. One ball and one strike. One out and one on. Bottom of the 10th inning in Houston. Game 3 on Friday. Boy, this is really some game. Now in trouble. Here's the 1-1 look and the pitch on the way. Inside, ball 2. 2-1. He tried to jam him and he's missed twice right inside on the knees. 2-1 to count. All right, a 2-1 look. Found off second base. Here's the pitch on the way. Grounded foul. Third base way to Guerrero. It's 2-2. So Howe trying to get Pittman, and Pittman trying to get the ball game for the Astros right here. He has made 135 trips to the plate this year. Okay, 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out. Ready to go to Pittman, the right-hand batter waiting. Here's the look, the pitch on the way. Fly ball in the right center field. Landro's going to make a play. Vaughn will go back, but will not advance, and we have 2 down. As Pittman flies out to Landro. 2 away, and here's Terry Poole. 1 out of 4 today, and a dangerous hitter, Poole. With Garner on deck, and now meeting at the mound as Sochi goes out to talk to Howe. 2 away, and Poole at bat. 251 average, 3 home runs, and 28 runs batted in. So Steve Howe trying to get a left-hander out. The left-hand batters have done pretty good for Houston. Cruz has had 2 hits today, and Poole has had 1. So Poole at bat in the 10th, and we're scoreless. And the Astros have the winning run at second base with 2 out. The starters were Niekro and Royce, and they're gone, of course. 2 outs, and Poole waiting. Here's Howe with a stretch to look, and the pitch on the way to Poole. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. If there is an 11th inning, we'll see Joe Sambito apparently for the Astros to pitch to Guerrero, Socha, and Russell. And then Howe's spot. All right, strike 1 count. Poole waiting. 0-1 as Howe gets set. Down on second base. Howe ready to pitch. A little low, ball 1. 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. No score. Bottom of the 5th inning. Howe gets set. Down on second base. Howe ready to pitch. A little low, ball 1. 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. No score. Bottom of the 5th inning. Here's the 1-1 look. And the pitch to Poole. Bouncing ball to Russell. Till he has it. Here's his throw to Garvey, and we'll go to the 11th in a minute. So the Dodgers escape again. No runs, 1 hit. 1 left arm. We'll go to the 11th. No score.
Okay, 4x4 truckers. Who makes the most of a good thing? It's good for you. Datsun makes off-roading non-stop fun with the most 4x4 pickups of anyone. So if the wilds are where the good times are, better get there in a Datsun. It's good for you. Pick the Datsun long bed, standard or sport pickup, or protect your gear inside the world's roomiest compact pickup, the Datsun King Cab. They all hurdle the underbrush on the tallest minimum ground clearance in their class and smooth the rough on independent front suspension. 4x4 by Datsun. We are driven to get you to the Outback and back. It's good for you.
The year 2020. A prototype fighter on its maiden flight attains Mach 3. Fantasy? Perhaps. But this aircraft is a potential reality at Northrop. 1981. Northrop Aircraft, an equal opportunity employer, is seeking experienced jig and fixture builders and molded plastic tooling builders. See our advertisements in the Los Angeles Times for details. Look to the future. Look to Northrop.
Joe Sambito, the ace of the bullpen now coming on. 5 wins, 5 losses, 50 appearances. Actually 49 in the regular year, and he's in now for his 50th. He has an earned run average of 1.83. Boy, that's pretty flossy. He's allowed 13 earned runs in 63 and 2/3 innings. So Sambito coming on as the third pitcher for Houston. The Dodgers have used Royce and Howe. The Astros have used Niekro, Smith, and Sambito, and the Dodgers will start with Guerrero, Socia, and Russell, and then Howe's spot, with Dave Stewart throwing alone in the Dodger pen in left field. Here's Guerrero, 1 for 4 today. Singled in the 6th inning. Sambito now thrown into the fray. No score. Boy, what a game this one turned out to be. Even better than last night's, which was 2-1, or rather 1-1 into the bottom of the 9th before the 2-run homer by Alan Ashby. All right, Guerrero waits. Sambito's first pitch to him is a breaking ball for a strike. 0-1 to Pedro. Not swinging the bat like he did earlier in the year when his average was up around 320, 325. But he held on to finish at 300 right on the money. He was blank last night and has 1 hit today. Here's the 0-1 pitch on the way to Pete. Bounced up and bounced off the catcher. Ball 1, 1-1. Socia out on deck. Yeager has a bat and a helmet and is in the Dodger dugout now, moving up and down. But might be if Guerrero gets on, they would hit for Socia. We'll see. Left-hander going. All right, Sambito to Guerrero. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way. Inside corner for a strike as he was backing out of there. So Sambito cut one in on the inside part of the plate as Guerrero was retreating. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out, nobody on. Top of the 11th inning, game 2 of the championship series from the great indoors in Texas. Our last stop here this year. Here is the 1-2 look. Sambito, veteran lefty. Here's his pointed. Now he stops. Then I'll think it over again as Guerrero takes a little walk. Howe hugging the line at third. Play Guerrero around to the left in the outfield. Gap for him in right center. Left-hand pitcher is Sambito. All right. Again, Guerrero backs out. Tired of waiting. Now he takes a little time to get in. He's going to let Sambito hang. Okay, Pedro back in behind the count 1-2. The 11th inning. Here's the look and the 1-2 pitch. Fly ball to deep center field. Scott going for this one. A long way to go. He's back at the warning track and catches the ball for the out. And Guerrero's had 2 balls caught on the warning track in his last 2 turns at bat. And again we say the ballpark is just too big for the home run hitters. He had 2 home runs in Dodger Stadium today. And now here is Yeager being announced as the hitter for Socia in the 11th inning. Guerrero really whacked that one, but it's a long out to center field. Yeager batting in the 11th inning and will stay in and catch in the bottom of the inning. Well, had Guerrero pulled that ball as he did the ball in the 8th inning, that would have been out of here. But he hit it to the deepest part of the park, 406 feet away, and Scott caught it on the warning track. Boy, you just don't hit many in this ballpark. That's all there is to it. So Guerrero, as he rounded first, saw the ball caught by Scott, just slammed his hands in disgust. Just as you did in the 8th inning. Can't hit him much harder than that. But to get him out of here, you have to. Yeager for Socia with 1 away, and the pitch on the way to Yeager, inside for a ball. Yeager, 209 batting average, 3 home runs, and 7 runs batted in. Russell is on deck, and then Howe's spot. here in the 11th. So Guerrero gave it a ride, but Scott able to go back and get it. Got to hit him that far. You got to hit him between them. Pitches inside, ball 2 to Yeager, 2-0. Billy Russell on deck. Yeager's 2 for 5 as a pinch hitter. Sambito working in the 11th. 2-0 count. Down it comes. Swing and a miss. 2-1. Fastball running away from Yeager. 2 balls and a strike with 1 out. Billy Russell on deck. Joe Sambito, third pitcher for the Astros. The pitch on the way to Yeager. Fly ball to deep left field, down in the corner. Cruz going for this ball, and it's off the wall. Here's Yeager around, digging for second. The rebound comes out towards Scott in left field, and Yeager holds with a long double, and he missed a home run by about 3 feet down in the left field corner. So Yeager pinch hitting doubles deep into the left field corner, and that'll bring on Billy Russell. So Guerrero's ball along out to center, and Yeager tomahawked that ball deep in the corner. Cruz went down there, leaped up for the ball. It was against the fence, about 5 feet shy of being a home run. It rebounded back toward the playing field, and Scott raced over to haul it down, pick it up, and held Yeager to a double. And now we're going to have more bullpen activity as LaCourte gets up to go to the bullpen for Houston. And here's Russell at bat now with Yeager on second base in the 11th. That's the second extra base hit for the Dodgers and their 8th of the game. Make it their 9th hit of the game. Russell, who's had none for 2, walked twice, grounded out, and looped a humpback liner to shortstop. Sambito to Russell. Billy takes high and leans back under one, ball 1. Steve Howe is on deck. Dave Stewart has concluded warming up. And unless Russell drives in the run, you know that Howe's coming out of the game. Looks like Reggie Smith's looking for a batting helmet. All right, 1 ball and no strikes. Russell trying to pick up Yeager from second base, the 11th inning, and no score. The Dodgers in the dome trying to stay alive in the series. Here's the look. Sambito taking a lot of time. The pitch to Russell is inside, ball 2, and it goes 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes. Yeager off second base. Hit one down in the left field corner. Got 2 base hit for Yeager. 2-0 count. Sambito set the look. And the pitch to Russell. High, ball 3, and he almost threw it away. Time, here comes Mel Wright, the pitching coach. He wants to cool off Sambito. Reggie Smith has a helmet on and a bat in his hand in the Dodger dugout. And they're calling a meeting at the mound for the Astros. A 3-ball, no strike count to Russell. And remember, the first out of the inning was a long out by Guerrero, caught on the warning track in center field by Tony Scott. Okay, Mel Wright, the pitching coach, comes jogging back to the dugout. And Sambito, 3 balls, no strikes to Russell. And lurking in the shadows, bat in his hand is Reggie Smith. Yeager on second. Russell might get a green light here. 3-0 the count. Billy waiting for the pitch. Sambito delivers, and Russell takes a strike, 3-1. Russell had 22 runs batted in for the year. All right, 3-1 in the 11th. 3 balls and a strike with 1 out. Check again, the look and the pitch to Russell. Ball 4, he walked him, and the Dodgers have 2 on, and now here comes Reggie. So Sambito gives up a walk, and the Dodgers now will bring Smith in as the hitter for Steve Howe. So Smith in the 11th with 2 on. And the Dodgers today have left 11 men on
They left 10 on through the first 7 innings. So here's Reggie coming up now. Smith on the year hit 200. As a pinch hitter, 6 for 31, 1 home run, and 8 runs batted in. After Reggie, of course, will be Davy Lopes. We have 1 out in the 11th. Gurrell's long out to center field. And a double by Yeager, a walk to Russell, and Howard, 1 inning, allowed no runs and 1 hit. And here comes Reggie. Royce worked 9 scoreless, Necro worked 8 scoreless, and we're still scoreless in the 11th inning. Hi, Reggie up there. Trying to do something for the Dodger cause here. It's been a long, frustrating year for Reggie, and now's the time to pay his dues. Dodgers trying to get something going. The Astros are a double play depth. Smith waiting in the pitch to Reggie. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Went for a breaking ball and didn't get it. 0-1 the count. Yeager on second base. Russell on first base. 1 out in the 11th inning. Reggie Smith waiting now, trying to get Yeager home, and maybe Russell. Lopes on deck, and Sambito trying to get out of a tight spot, just as did Steve Howe in the bottom of the 10th inning. The Astros now have left 7 men on. The Dodgers have left 11 on. We're in the 11th inning. No score. Sambito ready again to look. And the pitch to Reggie. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Trying to hit a home run. All he needs is a single. Reggie trying to go downtown with it, but now he's in a hole, 0-2. You get a little off-speed pitches there. Yeager standing at second, hands on his hips. Russell on the bag at first base, the infield double play depth, and they place Smith to pull. Hi, Reggie waiting, strike 2 count. Lopes on deck. Sambito ready to look. And here's the pitch. Outside for a ball. 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes. Ball game approaching the 3 hours and 20 minutes. But boy, it's been a real nail-biter here today. No score, brilliant pitching. Good defensive plays, not much hitting. 15 hits in all, but no scores. Dodgers have 9 hits. Astros have 6. The 1-2 pitch coming up to Smith. Ball 2. Down low, 2-2. Tried him with a curveball, and Reggie wouldn't be fooled. He was anxious on the first 2, and he swung right through them, but now he's going to be selective. A 2-2 count. Reggie batting from the right side. Sambito ready, 2-2 pitch. On the way. Struck him out. He got a letter-high fastball and went down on strikes. So Reggie walked slowly back to the dugout. Davy Lopes lingers in the on-deck circle. And they have a meeting at the mound. Sambito, Cedeno, and Pujols talking it over. Lopes today has 2 hits, a single and a double. The double he hit over Scott's head. And the last time up he went down on strikes. So Sambito gets a very big out as Smith goes down on strikes. Lopes now being called back, and Mike Marshall is going to bat for Davy Lopes. So Lopes will come out. Lopes has a bad hand. I don't think he can hold the bat well, so he's going to come out, and Marshall is going to hit for him. So Marshall is on the squad because Say isn't. Will pinch hit in the 11th inning. Mike Marshall, and Steve Sachs goes down to the bullpen to loosen up. Got to feel that Lopes hurt his hand sliding back into the bag in the 3rd inning, and even though he stayed in the game and got a double in the 7th inning, he appeared to hurt it again in the 9th when he went down on strikes.
So he will come out, and the Dodgers will use their third pinch hitter of the inning, Mike Marshall. Mike, of course, did everything right in the Pacific Coast League. He was the Triple Crown winner, and now he's trying to do something for the varsity. As Mike Marshall comes to bat, he's hitting .200, has 5 hits, 1 RBI, 3 doubles, and as a pinch hitter, he is 3 for 7 with a run batted in. So Marshall will hit here in the 11th with 2 on and 2 out. Okay, big Mike Marshall. He brings a good-sized strike zone up there. There are 2 outs in the 11th. And the kid who's come from nowhere now has a chance to be a Dodger hero and maybe save the season. That's how big an at-bat he has right now. All right, 11th inning. Yeager on second, Russell on first, 2 outs. And here's the lick. And the pitch on the way to Marshall. Swing and a miss, strike 1. He's up there giving a cut. Got to have a lot of butterflies. Even though he did have a great year at Albuquerque, this is not Albuquerque. This is the Big East. So Marshall behind the count, strike 1. He has struck out only 4 times this year. 2 on, 2 out, top of the 11th. Sambito ready to go. And the pitch to Marshall. Inside for a ball. 1-1. Landreau, left-hand hitter, is on deck. The pressure is more on the Dodgers than it is on the Astros, really, although the Astros feel that they can go to California, too, up there a lot. The Dodgers are really backed into a corner if they lose this one. Here's the 1-1 look to Marshall. Sambito set again. Check of the runners. And the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Justice Smith got in a hole, strike 2, ball 1. Now all of the Dodgers are leaning on the rail in front of their dugout, and Tommy Lasorda can't stand it. He's going for a walk up and down, up and down. Well, it's nerve-wracking for a lively man like Lasorda. 1-2 to Marshall, and Sambito trying to make a big pitch here and get him out. 2 out, 2 on. The arm stretch and the look. And the pitch to Marshall. Struck him out. So all Sambito does is turn back the Dodger pinch hitters. Smith on strikes, Marshall on strikes, both right-hand batters, and we go to the bottom of the 11th with a score all even, 0-0. Station identification. This is the Los Angeles Dodgers Radio Network.
Today, following Dodger Talk, join psychiatrist Dr. David Viscott from 4:05 to 7 p.m. on Talk Radio 79, KABC Los Angeles.
For the Dodgers now, Dave Stewart comes in to take over the pitching. He will bat first. Steve Sachs will go in the game and play second base, and he will bat ninth. Bottom of the 11th inning. Stewart gave up the home run last night to Ashby, but he made a good pitch to Ashby, and Ashby just hit it, that's all. There were no alibis about it. Stewart felt that he made the pitch that he wanted to make. Now he will go to the heart of the order, Garner, Scott, and Cruz in the last half of the 11th inning. So Dave Stewart, who has had a good year with the Dodgers, he won 4, lost 3, and saved 6, and now is working in his second consecutive championship game. And Garner at bat singled his last time up. He's 1 for 4. Fastball is high, 1 ball, no strikes. Terry Forster's in the Dodger bullpen. So the Dodgers left 2 more on. They've left 13 men on in 11 innings. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Garner. Breaking ball for a strike, 1-1. Garner singled and got as far as second base in the 9th inning. That was against Jerry Royce. Howe then pitched the 10th. And here's Stewart in the 11th, the 1-1 pitch to Garner. Foul back up the screen, strike 2, 1 ball. So it's a count of 1 and 2 to Garner, with Scott due up next. 9 hits for the Dodgers, 6 for the Astros, and still no score. Montreal beat Philadelphia. Rogers over Steve Carlton, 3-1 final. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way to Garner. In the dirt to the backstop. Yeager's doing the catching. Sachs is at second base. And Stewart is the pitcher for the Dodgers. 0-0 in the 11th. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Garner. Line drive, base hit. Garner gets his second hit of the game, leading off an inning. But Garner drove one to center on a 2-2 pitch. And here is Tony Scott at bat. Tried to bunt in the 9th inning, but popped it up to Garvey on a great catch. And that kept the Astros from scoring because Cruz followed with a base hit. So again, the leadoff man is on, and again we're going to have bullpen activity for the Dodgers as Tom Niedenfuhr will join Steve Howe. Runner going and a drive to the left center field. Nice ball for a base hit. It does. Here goes the runner to third. The throw comes to second base. Cut off there. And Scott singles in the left center as the Dodgers are looking bunt. And the Astros are really in good spot now. Runners at first and third. Cruz coming up and nobody out. So Stewart has given up back-to-back singles, and the second one came while the Dodgers were looking for the bunt. Baker cut the ball off, got it back into second base to Sachs, while Garner raced to third. Lasorda at the mound. He has a left-hander Cruz coming up with Cedeno to follow. We'll see if he goes to the bullpen for Terry Forster. He is talking to Yeager. Stewart down cast as he stands at the mound. Back-to-back singles here, and Tommy hasn't made a decision yet. But he has a left-hander and a right-hander in the pen. Bottom of the 11th. And the Dodgers have been turned back all day now, are really in their deepest hole of all. And I think that Tommy's going to go to the bullpen and bring in Forster. Yes, he is. So Stewart will go out, and Forster will pitch to Cruz. No score. 11th inning. And if Cruz gets him in, this place will go crazy. All right, Scott at first, Donner at third, the infield is in, the outfield is in. Cruz is the hitter, nobody out in the bottom of the 11th. Runners at first and third, here's the look, the stretch, the pitch. Fly ball, shallow left field. And here comes Baker in for it, and he's there to make the catch. So one away as Cruz pops up to Baker in shallow left field. Now it's Cedeno the batter. And we'll see if they're going to make a change and bring in the right-hander to pitch to Cedeno. Time, Forster got the out, and he's going to come out, I think, as Lasorda's going to go to the rookie right-hander, Tom Niedenfuhr, with Cedeno the batter. Runners on at first and third with nobody out. And Stewart gave up singles to Garner and Scott to open the inning. All right, the Dodgers bring the infield up except for Sachs. They're going to walk Cedeno intentionally. They'll walk him and go for Art Howe. His run doesn't mean a thing, and he almost threw a strike with that one, trying to walk him. So the first thing Niedenfuhr will do will give up the walk to Cedeno. And boy, is that putting a lot of pressure on the kid. he'll have to pitch to Howe and throw strikes. He cannot afford to walk Howe, of course. Cedeno being intentionally walked. That will load the bases, but this run doesn't mean a thing. The runner at third is Garner, and the Dodgers now hoping to get a force play, maybe. And here's ball four, and now we'll see how Niedenfuhr reacts pitching to Howe under all this pressure. One out, the bases are loaded, and here's Art Howe, and they're standing in the dome, standing and going crazy. Can you imagine poor Tom Niedenfuhr out there, the rookie? Well, he's in a tough spot. Howe has popped up, fired out, walked, grounded into a force play. Art Howe is up there trying to win it for the Astros in the 11th inning, and they're standing up and going crazy in the Astrodome. Now the batter. Niedenfuhr ready, the pitch on the way. Pop foul, out of play, strike one. Boy, I'll tell you one thing, if the Dodgers get out of this mess, they might have a chance. Strike one to Howe. The on-deck hitter, Dickie Thorne. One strike counts to Howe. Niedenfuhr making a sign from Yeager. The noise is deafening. They're standing up. The pitch on the way. Foul down the right field line. Going out of play. Down in the stands, out of play. Two strikes on Art Howe. It is strike two to Art Howe. Nothing in two to Howe. Niedenfuhr trying to give it his best shot here. One out, bases loaded, bottom of the 11th, no score. Here's the look. Here's the stretch and the pitch. Struck him out. Yeager held on to the foul tip, and there are two outs as Niedenfuhr blows down Art Howe on three pitches. And Dickie Fondue up, he will not hit, and we'll probably see Craig Reynolds coming on to hit. No, it's going to be Dennis Walling. So Niedenfuhr on three pitches blows down Art Howe, and here's Walling to bat for Thorne. Oh, what a spot. Walling will bat here in the 11th inning. Niedenfuhr came in and blew out Howe. Now we'll see if he can do the same thing to Walling. Walling, 234 average. 6 for 18 as a pinch hitter, including a home run. So he's dangerous in a pinch hitting role. Dennis Walling, utility outfielder and infielder. Bases loaded. They had runners at first and third with nobody out. Forster came in and got Cruz to pop up. Niedenfuhr came in, walked Cedeno intentionally to load the bases. And here's Howe out on strikes. And now it's Walling. All right, infield back. Outfield at normal depth. And Niedenfuhr to work to Walling. He's got to throw strikes. The bases are loaded. So big Tom Niedenfuhr. Best part of his season was spent at San Antonio. All right, here's Walling at bat, a left-hand hitter and a good one. Niedenfuhr set. Here's the look and the pitch on the way. A little low, ball one. He struck out Howe on three pitches. There are two outs in the 11th inning. Wow. The 1-0 pitch. Strike. 1-1. Got him with a slider in the inside corner. And Tom Niedenfuhr goes back to rub up the ball. I'll tell you one thing, it's an emotional ball game. 1-1 to Walling. Here's the stretch, here's the lick, and here's the pitch. Fly ball to right center field. Thomas on the run. Can't get it. The game is over. shot went up the gap into right center field. Darrell Thomas going as fast as he could, as far as he could. The ball cleared the gap and went to the wall. They scored as a single as Garner comes in to score, and the Astros have gone 2 up on the Dodgers on Walling's drive to right field. And in one of the great games of all time in playoff history, the Astros have beaten the Dodgers 1-0, and the Dodgers go home now. They are 2 games down and in a deep, deep hole. As Garner singled, Scott singled out of a bunt stance, and then a pop-up by Cruz, a walk to Cedeno, and then after Howe went down on strikes, Walling came up as a pinch hitter and hit the drive to right center field, and that was the ball game. And so the Dodgers are down, and they will come home now with the Friday game. And the totals on the game: 1 run, 9 hits, no errors for the Dodgers, for the Astros. No runs, 9 hits, and 1 error for Houston. The winning pitcher is Sam Vito. The losing pitcher is Stewart, who loses for the 2nd straight time, giving up back-to-back singles at the start of the 11th inning. So the Dodgers now will look to Bob Welch on Friday at Dodger Stadium, where Bob Knepper due to pitch for the Astros in that one on Friday. So once again, the final score of the game in 11 innings, Houston 1, the Dodgers nothing. Now the post-game show coming right up.